Appreciate it, brother. Awesome. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a word, and you're going to scream that word back to me. Okay? Now, when I say scream, we heard, weren't there strippers or somebody over here yesterday, right? And they were like really loud. We're going to be way louder than that, okay? 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 And then what I'm going to do, in just a minute, I'm going to invite everybody that's in the back, just temporarily, you're going to come in and cram in, and we're going to do a big, gigantic selfie. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay? You ready? The word you're going to say, and only say it if you mean it, is ready. Okay? Are you ready? Ready! Are you ready? Ready! What are you ready to do?
Whatever.
Are you ready to learn?
Yes.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to gather everybody together. We're going to do a big, gigantic selfie. I want us to squeeze in as much as we can. Put your computers down. You'll get them in a little bit. Don't step on them. Don't crush them. I need lots of energy in here, okay? It's the last session of the day. We're getting ready to cram everything in. I want everybody in. Let's go. Here we go. Gather. Close. We can't see you. Close. You got to get closer. Okay, if you can't see yourself on the phone, you're not in it. Here we go. Ready? One. What's our word? 1, 2, 3.
Ready!
What's our word?
Ready!
All right. Everybody give Akbar a gigantic hand for putting it on. All right, step. Everybody up. Okay, we got to have a little energy in here. I got high ADD. It's super hot in here. It's muggy. If we can open a door or something like that, it'd be great. This Italian guy here, but come on, right here. Come on. Okay, you ready? Say this. I am. Say it again. Say, I am. Enough. No. Say that again. Say, I am. Enough. See, what's so interesting is you come to stuff like this because you feel like you have some kind of void inside of you that you need filled in order to propel you to a level in order for you to do something. You came to this event thinking you needed to learn something in order for you to be successful. But I have 3 words for you. I am enough. You do not need anything else. You don't need to learn one more thing. You don't need one more tool in your tool bag. You don't need one more pat on the back. You don't need one more level of affirmation. You do not need anything else to be successful. Why? Say it with me. I am enough. That's all you need is I. I am enough. When I make money in this world, I make money in this world because I am enough. The reason is, I don't know if you're religious or not. I was a pastor for 19 years, and I believe that we are all created beautifully and wonderfully and unique, okay? Whether you're religious or not, it doesn't matter. But here's what I know, is I know that your unique fingerprints are different than everybody else's. And there's nothing more special about my fingerprint than your fingerprint. There's nothing more special about my talent than your talent. There's nothing more special about my physique than your physique. I mean, come on, if I can do it with this physique, you can, right, you know what I'm saying? Okay? What you got to know is I am enough. I want you to just say this word because in our society, we are taught to deflect and to reflect. And what I want you to know is right now, I want you to stand up on your own platform and I want you to declare to yourself, and I want you to say these freaking words like you mean it, and I want you to scream to yourself, but as loud as you can, and I want you to say those 3 words. Are you ready? But you're not going to say it unless you mean it. Because at the end of the day, when you make a sale in your life, in your business, in a relationship, when you make a sale, you do not have to convince your clients to purchase from you. You have to convince yourself that you are worthy of being purchased from. Many of us get on a sales call, or many of us go to bat in our business trying to convince somebody, and we have this mental mind shift F-up that says, oh my God, I got to get this word right, I got to do this right, I got to do this right, and we freak out, and really all you have to really understand is you're enough. You are enough. You don't need anything else to be successful. You're already gifted. You're already talented. You're already worthy. But it just takes you standing up on your platform, looking at yourself in the proverbial mirror, and saying, yeah, I'm enough. Do you believe that? I want you to just take a second. I want you to close your eyes. Because we're getting ready to scream this to the mountaintop. I want you to picture in your mind that little boy, that little girl. It may be 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. But that confident little kid who just felt like he or she could conquer the world. I want you to get that person in your mind right now. I want you to get them in your mind. And I want you to take your adult self and go back there. And I want you to see your adult self standing right beside your kid self. And I want you to grab them by the hand. Picture yourself doing this. And what I want, just for a moment, is I either want you to borrow some confidence from that kid, or if that kid didn't have confidence, I want you to give him some of your adult confidence. And I want you to grab him by the hand and say, kid, we're going to do this. You ready? Yeah. What do you need to say to him? What do you need to say to her? Are you ready? We're going to say, I am enough. But before we say, I am enough, I want you to just whisper. Picture in your mind. Grab him or her by the hand. Reach in there. And just speak into their ear. And say, you're enough. One day, kid, you're going to create something that has the potential to change the world. You're enough. Over the next several years, kid, you're going to go through hell and back. But at the end of the day, I want you to know that you're enough. You're enough. Are you ready? Are you ready to come back? Are you ready to build your platform? Are you ready to create something that can just magnificently change the world? Are you ready? Yes. And I said, are you ready? Yes. You got the kid by the hand? On a count of 3, we're going to shout it to the mountaintop. And we're going to tell that kid, we're going to tell ourselves, and we're going to own it today. And we're going to believe these 3 words. Are you ready? 1, are you ready? Yes. 2, I said, are you ready? Yes. 3, I am enough! Say it again. You ready? I am enough. I do not need. Say it with me. I do not need.
I do not need
anything else. To be successful. I have everything I need. To change the world. I am gifted. I am talented. I am blessed. There are people in my corner. There are people cheering me. There are people affirming me. And there are people who will push me through the adversity. Because they believe in me. But today, it's my turn to believe in myself. I am enough. I said, I am enough. I am enough. Do you believe that? Yes. Give yourself a huge hand. Woo! All right, guys, grab a seat, grab a seat, grab a seat. All right, so we're going to jump into this, okay? Everybody say this word on my chest. What does this word say? CAVU. Okay? CAVU, this is actually the name of my coaching program right here. CAVU is a military word. It stands for Ceiling and Visibility Unlimited. So if you were a pilot in the military, you would get in a plane, and when you took off, if there were clouds above you, you would radio to the tower would tell you to go up so many feet, and as soon as your airplane got above the clouds, you would call back to the tower and you would say, tail 17438 is now CAVU. My ceiling and my visibility are unlimited. How many of you know once you get above the clouds, it's not dreary anymore? It's not gloomy anymore. You can see forever, right? You can see forever. And those who make it in this world in business and those who don't make it in this world in business, it's because of one word. It's the word clarity. What's that word? It's the word clarity. Is it more clear above or below the clouds? How many of you believe you're playing below the clouds and it's time for you to elevate yourself and get above the clouds? Right? How many of you are tired of just like making $1 here and $1 there and $1 here and $1 there and oh my gosh, am I going to be able to pay this bill? Am I going to make? How many of you are just sick and tired of that? right? Okay? What you need in order to rise above and to get above the clouds is you need this thing called clarity, okay? Because clarity builds confidence, and confidence is what allows you to say, I am enough, buy my stuff, and together we're going to change the world, okay? I'm going to tell you a lot about me. We're going to go for a little while today. I don't know. I'm just going to teach until Akbar tells me to shut up. Is that okay? Yes. I am getting ready to throw a buttload of information your way. How many of you are already on information overload? Okay? Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Okay? I want you to compartmentalize. Take all of that stuff that you learned and give yourself permission to put it in the back of your brain and pick it up on another day. I need you fresh. I need you clear. I need you ready. I need you focused. Okay? Akbar brought me here today, and I'm going to do my best for this man because I love this guy. I honor this guy. I respect this guy. It's so funny because in the world, he and I are competitors. Okay? But in our world, he and I are allies. Okay? There's nothing that he wouldn't do for me. There's nothing that I wouldn't do for him. Okay? We're going to do this thing together. And he asked me to come help you guys with some clarity. And if it's okay, I'm going to help you get some clarity. Okay? So you guys put it away. Are you ready? Okay. So how many of you guys want to laugh today? Yeah. Okay, good. So I have some tea up here. Did you get that? Okay. We're going to have some fun today. We may laugh a little. I'm a big baby, so I cry a lot. Is that okay? Yeah. But I just sort of wear my emotions on my sleeves. I don't have any sleeves today. And I just believe that whatever we do, if it's not going to change the world, you might as well not do it, okay? So what I want to do is I want to put on the board here, and I brought some man markers. Akbar's got some wimpy markers. I brought my man markers with me, okay? So here you go. I'm going to put some stuff on the board today. Take copious notes, okay? Take crazy, crazy notes today. I think they're recording this. We'll be able to have this for you later. But what I want to do is I want to show you what's called the perfect formula to launching your business. Now, show of hands, let me understand our crowd today. Okay, how many of you over the last 12 months made less than $100,000 in your business? Okay, how many of you made more than $100,000? Okay, how many of you are 2 Comma Club award winners? Okay, a couple of us, awesome, okay. What I want to do is this is going to work for 100% of us in the room, no matter whether you've made $1 million, $100,000, or you're just starting. How many of you have never made any money online yet? Okay, and you're just starting out. Okay, this is going to be awesome for you. In fact, I just really pay attention and focus in. This is going to be great. This is called the perfect formula. What kind of formula? Perfect. The perfect. Now that's a huge statement. Okay, but this is the perfect formula to making money. This is as easy as I know to break it down. Okay, so it all starts with an audience. Okay? It all starts with an audience. At the end of the day, every one of us has to have an audience. Now, for 19 years of my life, I'll tell you my story as we go through. I was a pastor of a church. Okay, very large churches. Okay, well, depends on where you came from. I grew up in a church of about 80 people. My church was about 3,500 people. So for me, 3,500 was a lot. Some of you go to these big old gigantic mega churches. But what I knew was every week when I prepared a talk, I was preparing a talk to who? To an audience, okay? If you do not have an audience, you do not have a business. Okay, let that sink in. If you do not have an audience, you do not have a business. You can have one person in that audience, but in the end of the day, you have to have an audience. Now, what we know about this audience is this audience has a problem. Okay, what do they have? A problem, okay? A problem. And this audience problem, and we're going to get into the problem in just a little bit, they want this solved. So you have to have a skill set. You either have to have it, you have to learn it, or you have to outsource it, a skill set that solves the problem. Are you with me? Okay, so you have an audience. That audience has a problem, and you either have, so you either possess, you learn, or you outsource a skill set that solves the problem. This is as simple as I can make this, right? Very, very basic. You have to know this. You have to know who your audience is, what problem do they have, and do I have, can I learn, or can I outsource a skill that solves the problem? If you do, then you can come to this side. Then you come to this side and you say, okay, what kind of result will my audience get if I solve their problem? What kind of result will my audience get if I or my organization or the person I outsource to solves their problem? So for instance, let's name a problem. Somebody give me a problem that you have in your business right now. A real one. Not a fake one, a real one. What's the problem you have? Hold on. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay, what's the problem you have? You have too much business. That's a problem, right? Okay. So if you have too much business, okay, then what problem do you have? If you have too much business, what problem does that create for you?
We don't have a scalable.
Okay, so you're overload. You're probably getting negative comments because you can't fulfill. You're getting backed up.
We have a waiting list now.
You have a waiting list. So in other words, now you have a ceiling on your income.
Yes.
Okay.
We're in a glass ceiling.
Okay, right. So then what you ask is somebody could come to you, and what skill set would you be looking for to solve your problem?
Team boarding and system propulsion.
Okay, so let's say somebody's got a team boarding and a system propulsion. Okay, what kind of result would they get him? So they could come, let's say that we have that skill. We could go to him and we could say, okay, if I can solve your problem, then let's talk about the result. Now, there's a couple things I want you to get before we get into this, okay? This is the premeditation before we get to the massive thing. If I've got to know as a marketer how much, say these two words with me, how much, I got to know how much, no, say it again, I got to know how much a client is worth to him. If I'm solving a client problem for him, what do I have to know as the marketer? I have to know what? I have to know how much a client is worth to him. Show of hands, be honest. How many of you know how much money your clients' clients are worth to them? Okay, so let's just look at it. How much?
So real estate, let's say between $10,000 and $12,000 per sale.
$10,000 to $12,000 per sale. Okay, who else?
50 to $250,000.
$50,000 to $200,000. Okay, big wide range. Okay, how much? $20,000 to $30,000. No, since you gave me the example, we're going to use you. Okay, $20,000 to $30,000. If I can solve your problem, how many more clients do you think that you can get? 20. Okay, so somebody do the math for me. 20 times 20,000 is what? 400,000. So if I can solve his problem, he's telling me that I can add an additional $400K to his bottom line. Okay? If I know that, I know what kind of result I get for him, then I can come down here and I can make him an offer not, everybody say not based upon the skill, but based upon the result. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if I make him an offer based upon my skill, I'm going to value myself at so much dollar per hour, etc. And then the offer that I make him, if it's based upon this, if I come to him and say, listen, I think I can help you make an additional $400,000 next year, and it's only going to cost you $997, because that's what I think my time is worth, is he going to believe me?
No, sir.
Why would he believe me? No. Right? You mean, wait a second. So for $1,000, you're going to help me make $400,000. No. But because I understand the result I can get for him, I now have the confidence to go to him and say, listen, man, I've got a system in place. I've got the best team in place. We really believe that we can lift the ceiling. We can CAVU your business. We can propel you. And we really believe that we can help you get at least additional 20 clients, which would add $400,000 to your business. And listen, guys, we can do it for $125,000. That's $1 in, $4 out, right? That's an incredible investment. How many of you have ever asked for $100,000 before? Right? See, if I'm basing my offer upon the skill set that I have, I'm devaluing me and I'm doing him a disservice. But if I understand how much a client is worth to him, and I can picture in my mind how many clients I can add to him, I can do what's called silly math. We're going to learn that in a little bit. I can do what's called silly math, and I can give him an offer based upon the result that he can get. And even though it's a ton of money, he will feel like it's a smoking deal. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is the Cliff Notes to everything you're getting ready to learn. We could shut up right now and go home. How many of you felt like you learned something? Okay? Okay. This is the Cliff Notes. So this is, if you don't get anything else, this is the Cliff Notes of what we're getting ready to do. You guys got it? Okay, let me ask you a question so I know what kind of audience I have. How many of you right now price your products based upon your skill set? Okay? So when you hear guys like Akbar and guys like Dan Henry and gals like Wendy stand on the stage and tell you to raise your prices, here's what you're hearing. Oh my gosh, I'm not worthy. And you're not. Hold on. Let me get some more tea. We're like,
Go for it.
let me ask you this. How many of you have ever had a job? Job. How many of you made more than $100,000 a year at your job? Okay. How many of you made $200,000 a year at your job? Okay. So what I'm learning here is most of us, if we were offered a job for $200,000, we would be in the top 0.5% of all employees ever, and we think that's a lot of money. Wow, we got a job making $250,000 a year, we got benefits, we got insurance, we got whatever, right? Okay, whatever. How many have made a job making $50,000 or less? Okay, $50,000 less. Okay, so what I'm going to prove to you before we get into this is I'm going to prove to you, I'm going to blow your mind. You got to be ready for it. You ready? What's your name again? Sharon, I'm going to blow your mind. Do you have a problem with money? You do. Most people do. Most people have a mindset problem with money. We do not believe we're worthy of being paid because we're basing that upon our skill set. How many of you have ever sold a product? How many of you have a product in your arsenal right now that you sell for at least $25,000? Two people, they both happen to be in a really good coaching program with a really good looking coach. Okay? Why? How many of you think $25,000 is a lot of money? Okay, put your hands up. Do we have anybody that ever worked in a restaurant? Okay, restaurant. How many of you like to eat? Okay, so I want to pick on some people. What's your name, sweetheart? Okay, Karen, I was growing up in the South, so I'm not doing anything sexually inappropriate when I call you sweetheart. Okay, so please, I do not need lawsuits. Do not call move on. Okay, it's a term of endearment. Okay, that's right. And the more tea I drink, the more. Okay. So here's the thing. Today I went to a Mexican restaurant, and when I walked in the Mexican restaurant, there was a gal who greeted me at the door and asked how many people were in our party, and would you want a table or booth? And this gal came and escorted me to the table and set me down. What's the name of that gal? Not her name, but what's the title? A hostess. Hostess with the mostest. How many of you are fancy and you call it a maitre d'? Woo, a hostess, okay? How much money do you think that restaurant invests in that hostess who met me at the table? Like, I'm a single daddy, so here's how it normally goes. Hi, how many in your party? 4. Would you like kids menus? Yes. Would you like a table or booth? I'd like a booth. Okay, wonderful. Come over, sit down, please. Jose will serve you in just a little bit. Have a good day. And she goes back and she greets them. How much money does a restaurant invest in that person? Let's just say that she makes $15 an hour, okay? Okay, so let's just say that they're open 40 hours a week. So I'm going to talk to my girlfriend, the only woman in the world that listens to me. Okay, so I'm going to talk with my girlfriend. I'm going to find out how much that is, okay? How much is $15 times 40 hours a week times 300? No, screw that up. How much is, come on. How much is 15 times 40 times 52? 31,200. How much was it? 31,200. Let's just say she didn't make 15. Let's say she makes 12, okay? How much is 12 times 40 times 52? 24,968. How many of you think we can just round up to 25,000? 25,000. So that company invests $25,000 a year in a lady or a man who says, how many's in your party? How many kids menus would you like? Would you like a table or a booth? And Jose will be with you momentarily. That company invests how much? $25,000 in a lady and a man who says, how many's in your party? Would you like a table or booth? How many kids menu? And Jose will be right with you. Can you add more or less value to your customer than a lady who says, how many people's in your party? How many kids menus would you like? Table or booth? And Jose will be with you momentarily.
I think he gets a red card. I know.
Okay.
That's a red card. Chad.
What?
What's a red card? Jose's sitting him down and the lady's serving him. Come on.
Oh, back up. I'm not, goodness gracious. Wow. Okay. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to stand up to your feet right now if you do not believe that you can add more value to your client than that. Stand up right now. If you say, I can't add more value, like that lady or that guy who says, how many people in your party would you like a kids menu, a table or booth, and Jose and his whatever will be with you shortly. Can you add more value or less value? Wait. Hold on. If you can add more to that, why does Miss Hostess or Mr. Hostess get to charge $25,000 for their services and you can't charge $25,000 for yours?
Because it's a whole year they've got.
Oh! A whole year. I get to say, I got to do it again. I get to say, but because I get to do it all year, but at the end, does it solve a problem for that restaurant? Does it get them a result? So she makes an offer based upon the result, and she gets to charge, or he gets to charge $25,000 to greet somebody, and you don't feel like you can charge $25,000 to change somebody's life. Think about it. So here's a principle, and I'm going way too long on my introduction. Here's a principle. Americans, how many of you live in America? Anybody not live in America? Okay. You guys want to make money from America? Okay, good. So, how many of you guys know a guy by the name of Truett Cathy? Truett Cathy owns a company called Chick-fil-A. Okay, he's dead now. Okay, but so I was with a friend of mine named Casey Graham, and Casey and I were at a conference one time, and we sat down at a table with a guy named Truett Cathy and his marketing director Jeff Henderson. We just got lucky and we sat down. And Casey's a loudmouth, obnoxious guy. Sits down and looks at Truett Cathy, very distinguished old man, one of the richest men in the world, looks at him and called him True. What's up, True? Right? I'm like, come on. He goes, okay, True. He goes, listen, man, time is valuable. Okay, my time is valuable. You got 30 seconds. Tell me everything you know. And Truett Cathy, being an old guy, started laughing. He goes, okay. He goes, Americans want a little bit of a lot, not a lot of a little. He said, what? He said, Americans want a little bit of a lot, not a lot of a little. And Casey goes, well, what in the world does that mean? He goes, well, let me ask a question. He goes, what's the most expensive book you've ever purchased? So let me ask you this question. If you go down to Barnes & Noble, you walk into Barnes & Noble, and you go to the counter, and you see a book, what's an expensive book at Barnes & Noble cost? $30. Like, that would be like, wow, God, that book is $30? It's like this thick? $30? Wow. Think about this. What's that book full of? A lot. How much? A lot. What's that book full of? A lot of information that can literally transform your life. And how much is it worth to us? $30. 2 hours of the hostess working, asking. I won't ask the question again. But think about this. So they give us a lot of information, and how much is it worth to us? $30. Why? Because Americans want a little bit of a lot, not a lot of a little. He looked at Casey. He goes, my friend Jeff here could take the same information in that book, but spread it out. Do a little video, do a little ebook, put a little tools and resources, and drip it out a little bit at a time. And as Americans, we wouldn't call that a book. We would call that a system, and we would pay $1,000 to $2,000 for that. Same information, but Americans want a little bit of a lot, not a lot of a little. You want to increase your prices? You want to increase your value? Do what she said. Spread it out over the year, and the value increases. Now, here's what the mistake you and I make. What we feel like we have to do is cram our program with more. Oh, we got to go get more information. More this, more this, more this, more this. And we bust our value stack till it's busting at the seams. And what happens to the value of our product when we add more to it? It goes down. Why? Because Americans want a little bit of a lot, not a lot of a little. I'll give you one more illustration on this, okay? In my religion, we have a holy book called the Bible, right? Bible has 66 books, 39 in the Old Testament, 27 in the New Testament. We believe that this book carries enough value in it to secure your eternity forever. Valuable book? How much money do you pay for a Bible? You get it for free? Maybe $50? And this book's going to change your eternity? What? Why is it? How is that book not $299,000? Because Americans want a little bit of a lot, not a lot of a little. So my challenge as we jump into this is I want you to think this in mind. I am enough. And I don't have to offer more. I don't have to offer more. I just have to offer something that gets a result. Because I'm not going to sell them on my skill because I'm probably only worthy of $12 an hour, just like the person is at the restaurant. But because I can help somebody increase their bottom line or increase their well-being or increase their emotional stability or make their family better or whatever it is I'm doing it, they put an intrinsic value on that. And as long as I understand that, I can charge them whatever I want as long as it's less than that. How many of you guys want to learn that? Okay, everybody up. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Okay, I am. Enough. Okay, here we go. Now, I believe that your mind can only absorb what your seat can endure, okay? So that's just how it works, okay? So we're going to get the blood. So what we're going to do is when I say go, on 3, we're going to jump, and we're going to force all the blood from our head down to our toes. You ready? You guys ready? Do it. Okay, spread it out. You ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, up. Okay, here's what we're going to do. This time, whoa, right here. Right here. I don't like talking over people. This time, what we're going to do is we're going to elevate our platform, okay? We're going to elevate our platform. So, without killing yourself, if you can, elevate your platform. If you can, don't kill yourself, elevate your platform. Find some way to get high. We have a stool here. Find some way to get high. Don't kill yourself. No, I want you to elevate your platform. Okay.
I can't jump down.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Let me see it. Okay, now let me. Is the perspective different a little bit up there? Yeah. It's a little bit different. Right? Okay. Can you see more or less when you're elevated? More. Can you see more now or when you went like this? Now. You see more now. Why? Okay. So what happens, watch. What happens as you elevate, everybody say this word, as you elevate, as you what? As you elevate. As you elevate your mindset, everything rises with you. Notice what went up when you went up. Wendy, because I love you, I can say this. Did your clothing elevate with you when you went up?
Yes.
Or did it stay down?
Well, thankfully
Thankfully it came up. Okay. What's your name? Derek, you are the second highest person in the room as we speak. Did your shoes elevate with you when you elevated?
Yes.
Okay. Forgive me your first name. I'm awful. You. Yeah. What? Adil. Okay. Did everything elevate with you when you elevated?
No, I took my shoes off.
You took your shoes off, okay. But everything else elevated with you. Okay, so here's what happens. When you elevate, everything elevates. Your prices elevate. Your mindset elevates. Your stature elevates. Your perception in the world elevates. The way people see you elevates. The way you see yourself elevates. When things go up, everything goes up. When you go up, I'm now willing to see you as an authority because you see you as an authority. Your job over the next however long we're going to go is to convince yourself that you are worthy of elevation. And when you believe you're worthy of elevation, I have no choice but to believe it too. When I believe that I'm worthy of making $1 million, hot dog, last freaking year I crossed that stage and got my freaking $1 million award. But it only happened because I believed I was worthy. Because I elevated my status. I used to look at Akbar when I first got in the marketing world. True story. Akbar, I'm going to pick on you. You don't even know it. I got in this 1 year ago. In this house, I invited Akbar to come speak at my mastermind. You know what he told me? No. He told me no. He turned me down. He turned me down.
Why, Akbar?
Why did Akbar turn me down? Because he's a jerk? He turned me down. Watch. He turned me down because I was a freaking beggar on my knees like a little lapdog saying, please, 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 please. And gimme, 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 gimme. Who wants to do business with that? Yeah. But when I elevated myself to the point where I can do it, you know what happened 2 weeks ago? This dude paid a lot of money, $1,500, to take me to a freaking Dallas Cowboys game.
That was you. Okay.
Oh, boy.
He brought me to a nice restaurant. He paid.
Good job, Akbar.
He paid. A few months ago, in this house, at Small Event Big Profit, he didn't speak at my event. He paid. Why? What's the difference between a little lapdog who was begging Akbar to a guy now who looks at me as someone that he respects as a peer? And I said, dude, you got to come speak to my audience.
Your posture.
I freaking elevated.
That's right.
And now I look at him and I'm like, dude, man, we can do this. I don't look at myself as inferior to Akbar. And Akbar doesn't look at himself as superior to me. Akbar now looks at me the way I look at myself. Look at me. Look at me. I know I'm getting into topics that I didn't even think I was going to get into today, but I see your eyes. Some of you guys do not look at yourself as elevated. You are that little lapdog on the ground begging people to give you a break. You know what you need to learn right this moment? I make my own damn breaks.
Right.
Say it. Say cuss too. I make my own damn breaks. I don't need you to give me a break.
Right.
I make my own damn breaks. I do it. Elevate. Are you with me? Okay, I don't even know if I'm going to teach what I was going to teach you today, but this is what I feel like you guys need to learn because I see in your eyes so much potential. So much potential. But you need a proverbial foot right up your backside that says, get off your tail and go freaking change the world. Is that what you need?
Yeah.
I am enough. All right, grab a seat. Okay. Number one. Okay, number one. I'm going to spend, listen to me, I'm going to spend 80% of my talk on 2 points today, okay? And I'm going to skip almost everything else. The first one is a person, okay? A person, okay? You have got to get in your mind the person that you want to work with. Here's what you have to know. The more broad you are with who you work with, the less money you can charge, okay? Listen to me. The more broad you are with the person you want to work with, the less money you can charge. The more specific you are, the more money you can charge. Okay? So you have to know who the person is that you want to work with. Okay? Who is the person that you want to work with? Okay? Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to try to do this. Okay, so we're going to be creating what's called the 12-step strategic operation process today. It all starts with a person. How many of you would like to know how to finally figure this out? Who is my audience, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to not really worry about who. Because we live in a society, okay, so Akbar, how long have you been doing marketing? 5 years? In this world, 5 years. Okay, 5 years ago, when he got into it, 4 years ago when I got into it, we had to get so specific with our target audience. I mean, we had to know, I've got slides in here that break it all down, right? And so we used to do what's called the customer avatar worksheet. Marketers all around the world would work with you and tell you this is the most important thing. And you got to niche down, niche down, niche down, niche down, niche down, niche down, right? How many of you heard that? The riches are in the, that's bullcrap. Why? Because Facebook came out with this little thing called the seasoned pixel, right? Well, that's what I call it. It's a little pixel that now educates. And when you put an ad out in the world, it takes about 7 to 21 days, and it learns who your ideal client is. They learn the people who would spend money with you. So because of that, let's let them worry about that. Here's what you're going to worry about, okay? What I want you to worry about is don't think about niching on who you work with. I want you to niche on what problem you solve, okay? What problem you solve, okay? Because if you can niche down on what problem you solve, there will be plenty of people who raise their hands and say, that's me, I need that solved. Oh, does that make sense? Okay. So with the person, then there's 4 boxes. Here, I just put them up here. I'll just do this. Okay? We're just going to skip all this. Here are the 4 boxes. Okay? Box number 1. This is the question you have to ask. I want you guys, how many of you believe that messaging matters? What I'm getting ready to give you right here, I believe, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm not trying to pat my back, I'm not trying to stroke my ego. I designed and created this because I could not find this anywhere. I believe what I'm getting ready to share with you will literally solve 100% of your business problems. Because messaging is that important. You typically don't have an offer problem, you typically have a messaging problem. And if you can get this right, you will get so much clarity, your business problems will be over, okay? So you need to ask your person, what are they trying to do, and why are they trying to do it? So for instance, I'm a business coach and launch strategist. My person, what are they trying to do? They're trying to launch a business. They're trying to take the idea out of their head, and they're trying to launch it to the world. They're trying to break away from their 9 to 5. They're trying to find some more freedom in their schedule. They're trying to create a little side hustle. They're trying to finally figure out how to have significance in this world. This is what they're trying to do. Now, why are they trying to do that? Why are they trying to do that? Well, the reason why they're trying to do this is 1, they don't have enough money. 2, they hate corporate world. 3, there's probably a lot of strain on their relationships. 4, they probably think they're a terrible parent. 5, they don't have significance. They have the income, but not significance. How many of you ever had plenty of money, but you hated going to work every day? Because the income and the significance did not match. You either have elevated income and your significance is down, or you have elevated significance and you're broke. And how many of you would like to have both significance and income? So I do what I do because my person, I figure out what it is they're trying to do and why they're trying to do it. And I put this in story form. So I ask this question. So my person, speakers, pastors, coaches, consultants, and authors. How many of you fall in that category? Okay, so I would ask you, hey, are you a speaker, pastor, coach, consultant, and author? What are you trying to do? And you're trying to launch your very own business, or you're trying to create an online course, or you're trying to write a book, or whatever it is, okay? Because you know that, you know that if you can finally get that life-giving message out to the masses, you can change the world that you've always wanted to change. You can finally build a platform that would have significance, right? So I can tell them what they're trying to do. Now, I'm going to put this everywhere. Your job is to tell me where it's at. Okay? The second thing is you have to know what's stopping them. Okay, what's stopping them from doing what they want to do? This is all in your message. If you don't know these things, you don't have a business. You say, Chad, that's pretty harsh. Well, it is harsh, but it's the truth. You know what makes Akbar so good at what he does? Because he knows what people are trying to do, and he knows what's stopping them. That's it. So what's stopping them? So if I work with speakers, pastors, coaches, consultants, and authors, trying to launch an online business, maybe create an online course, because they want to have a life-giving message that gets out to the masses, so they can create more income or whatever they want to do, and then I understand what's stopping them, okay, then I can speak to them. So, have you ever moved before?
Oh, yes.
It's fun, isn't it?
Countries.
A few years ago, I had just come out of a divorce. I'll tell you that story a little bit later. And I had moved from a house into a brand new house. And the movers, I couldn't afford anything, so they just sort of threw the crap in my living room. And I walked in the door, and there were boxes literally from floor to ceiling in my house. And so I did what every good bachelor would do, is I mounted my flat panel TV, and then I moved the boxes, and then put a couch right here so I could sit on the couch and watch TV. But truth be known, there were so many boxes, they were so disorganized, that it overwhelmed me. And overwhelm causes paralysis. And because of that, I didn't know what to do for 2 weeks. And then one day I just got so frustrated, I literally picked up the phone and called my sister. My sister is the president of Kaplan University, incredibly rich, flies on a private jet, very organized. And I felt really embarrassed. But I called her and said, Deb, I need some help. Deb came over to my house. She knocks on the door. And what was so surprising is within 2 hours, Debbie had every box in my house unpacked, folded, put away, and I looked like my house was freaking organized. She did that in 2 hours. And I had sat there for weeks being depressed, anxious, frustrated. Why was she able to do that? Because she brought some things to the table that you bring to your clients. See, when she knocked on the door, she didn't have any time to waste. It was urgent. She brought some objectivity. See, she brought a set of outside eyes to the scenario. I was in it. I was in the trees too much. It was too subjective. But she brought a set of outside eyes. She also brought some know-how with her. See, because she had moved several times, so she knew how to do this. She brought some know-how with her. She brought some elbow grease, so she brought a work ethic with her. She also decided to remove the excuses, not press judgment, but remove the excuses, and we were going to get it done. And she did it. See, that's what you bring to your company. Your clients, my clients, what's stopping them is they're overwhelmed. They're paralyzed. There's too many options. There's funnels to create. There's email copy to write. There's Facebook ads to do. You know, I start going down this path, and all of a sudden I watch a Facebook Live, and whoops, I turn direction, I start going this way. And watch it on, whoops, I turn this direction and start going this way. And next thing you know, raise your hand if this is you. You have 37 strategies going on all at the freaking same time. And you sit on your proverbial couch eating Taco Bell every freaking day, staring at these boxes, looking at this TV, and really, internally, you're just begging for Debbie to come over and to knock on your door and say, baby, we can get this done. That's what you bring to the table. So for me, I know what's stopping them. So when I speak that way to my clients, it resonates with them. They're like, damn, that's me, Chad. How many of you could resonate with that story? Yeah. See, what that does, it calls you to lean in and to listen and identify. Here's what you didn't do. You didn't say, well, I wonder what makes this Chad Thibodeaux guy worthy of listening to. I wonder what his credentials are. I wonder what his bank account looks like. I wonder if he's any good. I'm going to vet him. I'm going to go on like whatever profile, like Better Business Bureau, and see if this guy's any good. I'm going to see how many reviews he has. Did you do that? No, because what happens is when you can tell people what's stopping them, they freaking listen. They stop vetting you, and they award you the role of expert in their life. Are you with me? If you're with me, say, I got it. Okay. Third box is now we're going to future pace them. We're going to future pace them. What does future pace mean? Okay? So, hey, are you a speaker, pastor, coach, consultant, and author? And you're trying to launch your very online business. In fact, you're trying to launch an online course because you know that you have a life-giving message in you that if you could just get out to the masses, you could change the world. And you also know that this is going to bring you so much freedom. Having that secondary income is going to take the stress off your marriage. And now you and your wife every single night don't have to fight about finances. You know that it's going to free you up to be able to get your kids the opportunity that you've always wanted. But most importantly, when you look in that mirror, it's going to give you the significance that you want. But what's stopping you? Goodness gracious. You know there's a lot of money to be made in the digital marketing world. But at the end of the day, you're a coach. You're not a marketer. There's funnels to create, there's copy to write, there's emails to do, there's traffic to do, and holy freaking smoke, you are overwhelmed and you are paralyzed and your dream just sits on the side burner and you are just begging somebody to come over and help you. But just imagine, can you see it? Can you see your online course launched? Can you imagine waking up every single morning and going to your inbox and seeing 3, 4, 5, 6 people who overnight while you were sleeping, literally from all around the world, purchased your course. Your bank account went up, but what went up more than anything else was your ability to impact people. You figured out a way how finally to be present in somebody's life without having to be present in somebody's life. You figured out a way finally how to duplicate yourself. You have created an audience for yourself worldwide, leveraging the power of the internet. And it's really funny because my mom used to say that the internet was Satan's tool. See how I future-paced? And what that does is when you future-pace people, now your audience is going there with you. Are you with me? Are you with me? And then you're going to piss them off. What other vehicles did they try to use? Okay? What other vehicles did they try to use? Now listen, I'm not the first person to come alongside you and talk to you. I mean, no doubt you purchased Akbar's course and you know it was crap. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay? But so you can talk about what other vehicles did they use. So I would ask myself the question, what other vehicles is my audience, what vehicles have they tried to use to launch their business? Well, so I say things like, if you're anything like me, you've invested over $20,000 or $30,000 in online courses. You've spent money on coaches that you really were hoping that would be your breakthrough. And at the end of the day, you're simply left with more questions than answers. You with me? Okay. This is all person. Okay. This is you speaking to your audience. How many of you are ready to buy and you have no idea what I'm selling? See, this is the power of people. When you can speak your person's language, they listen. How many of you are married? Okay, honest to God, how many of you got the book, 5 Love Languages? Be honest. Okay, how many of you know that he says in that book, learn your significant other's love language and speak it. And if you can speak their love language, what happens? All their problems sort of diminish, and you just make love 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365, right? That's how it all works. Okay? This, he's like, would you like for me to future pace you on what that would look like? Okay. So see what happens. This is you speaking the love language of your potential client. What you've done is you've hit them you've identified them, okay? You have told them without them telling you what's stopping them. You have brought them to the top of the mountain so they can visualize it, okay? And then now you've pissed them off because they know that there are other vehicles that they've tried that just did not work. And what this does, it opens up their ears and they're like, I'm all ears, I'm listening. Okay, so I'm going to spend more time on this than anything. Are you with me? So that's the person. Now what we have to do is once we figure this out, okay, what other vehicles did they try to use? I tell them, you bought online course, you did coaching, you did this, you did this, you did this. And at the end of the day, you're left with more questions than answers. And here's the transition. And that's the problem. And I come over here. And second is problem. Okay? This is the problem. This is all messaging. Okay? Now I'm going to get to the problem. Okay, the problem, these are practical issues. What are problems? Practical issues. What are problems? Practical issues. What kind of problem? What kind of issues? They are practical issues. Okay? If I'm driving down the road and it's raining and I turn my wiper blades on and one wiper blade goes flying, is that a problem? Yeah. That's a practical issue. What do I try to do with practical issues? I try to fix them myself. Okay? I do. We're fixing it. If a candle thing breaks, I'm going to try to fix it myself. As long as it's a problem, people try to fix it themselves. How many of you bought ClickFunnels? How many of you are graphic design artists? Oh, nobody. But yeah, you bought ClickFunnels. Why? Why'd you buy ClickFunnels? Why'd you buy ClickFunnels? Why'd you buy ClickFunnels? Huh? Because you're going to try to build a funnel. You don't know anything about funnels. You don't know anything about marketing. But it's a problem for you, so you're going to try to fix it yourself. How many of you ever bought somebody's Facebook ads course? Oh, you're a Facebook ad marketer? No, but why? You're going to try to fix it yourself because we live in a DIY world, right? You have to understand that your clients, before they come to you, will have already done something to try to fix their problem on their own. And that is the greatest thing that could ever happen to you. Because it didn't work, right? That's great. So you have to be able to speak this. Now, so you're going to be able to tell them what their problem is. And you can move then to pain. This is the third one. Pain. Now, pain is the second most important thing on the docket. Okay, pain. Now, a few years ago, I woke up one morning, or actually, let me rephrase that. A few years ago, I went to bed, and on my way to bed, I pulled my back. You guys ever thrown your back out? Okay, I throw my back out, and I'm laying on a bed. And by the way, just tell me to shut up whenever I'm supposed to shut up. I'm laying on a bed, and I throw my back out, and I was literally in so much pain. You ever been in pain where you're literally crying? And so here I am, I'm stuck in bed, and at this time, my kids were really little. My son was 3, my daughter would have been 5, and my other daughter would have been 10. Okay? And I'm laying in bed, I'm all by myself with my 3 little kids, and I throw my back out. And once you hit 40, guys, about 3 o'clock in the morning, once you hit 40, something happens, right? You got to pee around 3 o'clock in the morning. And here I am in my bed, I can hardly move, and I have to pee like a racehorse, okay? I'm in bed, I'm oh my gosh, and I'm freaking out because I can't move, right? I'm literally crying. I hollered for my kids, they didn't come, and I had just bought this new bedding, and I had 12 pillows on the bed, right? So I took all 12 pillows and I threw them on the floor, and I'm trying to figure out how I can get up and go pee. So I throw them on the floor, and I make this big old gigantic pad, and I'm literally, with everything I have, I roll and I fall out of my king-size bed right in this big old pile of pillows. I'm in so much pain, literally crying, debilitated. But I gotta pee, and I'm not peeing my pants. I'm not peeing the bed. And so I literally, on my belly, like a snake, I crawl through my bedroom, around the little hallway, into the other room, into my toilet, and I'm there. And I'm having a tough time getting up on this toilet. So I literally pull myself up, and I get on the toilet, literally in so much pain, sweating profusely, and I use the restroom, relieve myself, and then I have a problem because I can't get up. So literally, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I stayed there to about 7 o'clock in the morning when my little son, 3-year-old son, Archer, finally got up, and he helped Daddy pull up his pants, and then went and got his other sisters, and all 3 of them are trying to get Daddy off the toilet, and they can't. So what do? They call my very distinguished sister, Deborah, okay, who gets off her private jet, comes over to my house, and is laughing her freaking head off because I'm stuck on the toilet, and it's so bad. Have you ever been on the toilet for 4 hours? You get a butt hickey, okay? I don't know if you've ever had a butt hickey before, but it hurts, okay? Think of it's called a butt hickey, okay? Think of a plunger that's stuck to the ground, pop, right? It pops, okay? And I'm freaking out. She helps me down the stairs into the car. It took over an hour. She brings me to the chiropractor. And at this point, I hated chiropractors. My dad used to always tell me chiropractors were the devil. So we never went to the chiropractor. Freaking out, she brings me to the chiropractor. The chiropractor does an x-ray on my back. And he goes, dude, here's what he said. He goes, how are you moving? He goes, your back is dislocated. And I'm like, dude, I know, man. I said, in the middle of the night, I had to use the bathroom. And he goes, let me guess, you crawled on your belly to the toilet. That's it. I said, really? I said, dude, take my freaking money. And he went on to tell me what I experienced, what I was going through. See, what happened was he was able to tell me my pain. And because he was able to tell me my pain, before I told him my pain, I automatically assumed that he was great at what he did, and I said, take my money. This is what you have to do. How many of you, though, when somebody asks you what you do, you start giving credentials? Okay? Now, I'm a ClickFunnels top 6 designer. I built 13 funnels for Russell frickin' Brunson himself. I'm a 2 Kava Club Award winner.
Top designer in my book.
Top 6 designer, thank you.
Top number 1 in my
Top number 1, thank you. I really appreciate that. So I design funnels. I'm a ClickFunnels 2 Kava Club winner. I've coached people in 51 countries, 6 continents of the world. But did I lead with that? Why? Because who cares? Have you listened to me before I told you any of that? Have you listened to me before I told you any of my credentials? Why did you listen to me?
Speaking to her pain.
Because at the beginning of this talk, I told you to stand up, go in your mind, look back at that little boy, back to that little girl, that I know if you're anything like me, somewhere along the line, somebody has taken a proverbial crap all over you, and you don't believe in yourself. And when I told you to let's start believing in ourselves, you didn't vet me. I didn't even tell you what your pain was, but I led you down a journey through your pain, and you automatically elevated me to the point of expert, to the point where now for almost 90 minutes, you have listened to me speak, you have taken copious notes, and you don't even know if I'm any good. The power of pain. Are you with me?
Yes.
How much time have you spent understanding the pain of the people you work with? Now, what's the difference between a problem and pain? Pain is a problem that manifests itself in emotions. So if it's just a problem, it's practical, it's do it yourself. But it's not until pain hits the emotion that I'm willing to pay somebody for it. Okay? I tried to crack my own freaking back until the pain got so much that I said, take my money. Your clients that you work with are already trying to do what it is you're trying to help them with. And it's not until that problem manifests itself in pain that they're willing to throw money at you. Okay? But you have to be able to speak their pain. So, what time is it, guys? How much time do I have, Akbar? Am I done? Like,
Keep going, brother.
okay.
Wants to give chat all night.
Okay. August 11th, 2017. Not that long ago. The crappiest day of my life. August 11th, 2017, my ex-wife and I, her and I are to this day very good friends. Spoke with her 2 times already today. We figured out the post-divorce way better than we did the marriage. So when I get a phone call from my ex-wife, and the first words out of her mouth were F you, I had an idea that something was wrong. And what had happened was, her and I co-owned a home in South Carolina together, and we got notice that day that our home was being foreclosed upon. Now, you have to know that after I left the ministry, I was in ministry for 19 years, and when you go through a divorce in the ministry, they fire you, okay? So I don't know, I guess they like all of their pastors married, a.k.a. depressed, suicidal, sexually deprived, I don't know. Just I'm joking. Just joking. I'm joking. They fired me, and I lost my identity. I lost my career. And so in one day, I got fired from my job, so I lost my income. I was a pastor for 19 years, 3 months, which means I was 9 months away from getting lifetime retirement. And I got no retirement because of that. 9 months short of getting a lifetime pension. I lost my kids at least half the time. I lost my significant other, and I lost my income. But really what I lost was I lost my identity all in one day. In that following 12 months, I made a grand total of $14,600 in 12 months. How many of you can live on that? Very, very, very difficult. So needless to say, finances were really tight. But we did own this home together, but we had a third-party company who was managing everything for us. And what they didn't tell us was our tenants had not paid rent in 5 months. Therefore, our mortgage had not been paid in 5 months. They neglected to pick up the phone and call us that, but I was the manager of the estate. I did not know this, and now our home was being foreclosed upon. I got no money, freaking out, and I'm going to lose the one asset that I actually have. She says, oh, by the way, don't forget that you promised your daughter tonight that you would take her to the back-to-school bash, skating party. And I'm like, crap. Because my bank account was in the negative, and in my right pocket, I had $11 cash. So pissed off. But that's okay. It's not my daughter's fault. She doesn't need to know all this crap. I'm sure when I grew up, my mom and dad had financial issues that I didn't know about, but they somehow shielded it from me. I'm giving my daughter the greatest night of her life. We're going on a daddy-daughter date. We're going down skating, and we're going to have the time of our life. So I had this little coupon, $5 to get in. It's great. I get $11, baby. Come on now. So we go down to the skating rink, and we go there, and a little 13-year-old girl in a mini skirt and referee shirt and rollerblades said, "That'll be $10, sir." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean $10? The coupon says $5. She goes, "Yes, sir, $5 for you, $5 for her." I'm like, "Oh, no. I'm not going to skate." She goes, "Well, I'm sorry, sir. If you're going to come in the building, you have to pay $5. And I found myself at 41 years old, like literally freaking out. I have 2 master's degrees, one in communication, and I used every ounce of ability that I had to be able to communicate with this girl and try to win a freaking argument over $5 because I was that broke, and I won. I got in. I only had to pay $5. We go there, and a little Olivia sees her friends, and they all have these little glow-in-the-dark necklaces on, and she says, "Daddy, can I have one?" I said, "Of course, baby. Let's find out how much they are." We looked at them. They're only $3. "No problem, baby." I pull out $3 like I'm a freaking multimillionaire, and I buy her the glow-in-the-dark necklace. My little 6-year-old daughter at the time gets on the skating rink. It was only her second time skating, and she did what you and I would probably do. She fell flat on her face as soon as she got there. And she looked over, and she saw another little girl about her age that had one of these little white walkers. And she goes, "Daddy, can I have one of those?" I said, "I don't know, baby. Let's go find out how much they have." And I go over there and found out that those stupid little white walkers was the most expensive thing in the place. They were $5. And I had to look at my daughter at 41 years old. She had just fallen. And I had to pick her up. And I had to look her in the eyes. And I had to tell her that, "Baby, we can't." And I remember at that moment, feeling as if I was the most useless, excuse my language, piece of shit in the world. I can't even do that for my daughter. She didn't deserve to have a daddy like me. Maybe I should just turn custody over and let her go live with her mom full time. Her mom makes a lot of money. And I knew at that moment something had to change. And if it didn't change, that my life was going to be on a freaking negative trajectory. So the next morning, I woke up and I drove an Infiniti QX56. Why this emotion, I don't know. I've told it 100 times, but I literally went down to Uber and I got turned down. Something in my car wasn't right. But Lyft did not have that requirement. So I went down and got my car registered with Lyft. I still, in my car, still carry this stupid little sticker as a reminder. And I registered my car for Lyft. And 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. every friggin' day in my car, driving to Lyft, trying to make enough money to pay the bills so I could live my dream. I did my dream in the daytime. I drove Lyft at night. It was so bad that when I had my kids, I felt like a stupid, terrible dad. I made my kids go to bed at 7:30, and I gave them a double dose of melatonin every time they were with me, so they would fall out and be crashed at 7:30. And I snuck out the back door. My kids were little, way too little to be home alone. But Daddy had to make money. I snuck out the back door, got in this stupid car, and drove drunks around until I hit $200 in my account. Typically about 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd come home, I'd get 2 or 3 hours of sleep, wake my kids up, bring them to school. And I did that every freaking day for months. For months. A few days after that incident, I get a phone call from Russell Brunson, and he had just named me a ClickFunnels Top 30 designer. And in typical Russell Brunson fashion, he doesn't pay for anything. But he wanted me to come to Boise, go through a training, build on all these funnels, and he promised the world, "You're going to make $1,000 a day. It's going to be great, great, great." And so I got on a plane with borrowed money, fly up to Boise, do this thing, and I can't afford anything. I mean, anything. So I went on Airbnb, and there was a shared Airbnb for rent with a girl named Chelsea. Chelsea's a friend of mine still on Facebook. Single girl, beautiful girl. And she was renting out her little one-bedroom apartment. Okay, I'm like, hey, hot-looking girl, $29 a night, let's go, right? Unfortunately, it was actually very disappointing because I had to do that. So I'd go and we did this, and I was named the top 30. I won an award. Russell Brunson gave me an award for top 6 designer. He selected one of my designs as one of the top 6. And I go back to Airbnb that night, and Chelsea's like, oh my gosh, you got this award. It's got to be the greatest day of your life. I said, no. I said, I just got an award doing something I hate. I hate building funnels. I'm a people person. I spoke on stages in front of thousands of people for 19 years of my life, and now my life is going to be sitting on my freaking butt looking at a computer building funnels for other people. I'm like, shoot me now. And I won't go through everything, but I went and did some things, and what I figured out was that there are people just like me who have pain, who have frustration, and if I can help resolve that pain, that I can probably do some things. So I figured out what I was good at. There's a whole other training for a whole other day. Figured out what I was good at, and I went, baby, and I launched my business. Fast forward, you know the story right now, where we've been able to build a really, really decent business. We're in line now for our second 2 Comma Club award this year, and this is just 2 years ago, guys. I was so broke 2 years ago. We created a system where I generated $250,000 in the first 90 days. After this, by solving people's pain. So what industry are you in? And Jeff, why are you spending so much time on pain? Because guys, that's all you're doing is resolving somebody's pain. But if I was honest with you, the majority of us spend time on our skill set, not on understanding the pain of our client. So here's how it goes. What's your name? Anna. Anna? Okay, Anna. What do you do?
Branding coach.
Branding coach. So Anna, if you're like many other branding coaches, we create a website or a funnel inviting people to get their branding done. We're going to work on your messaging, we're going to work on your logos, we're going to work on your headshots, going to work on this, 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 right? Right? That's what most people do. That's called a feature. Solving somebody's pain is called a benefit. See, great branding coaches understand how to communicate with you on what's really happening with your business. And they're able to take that negativity and put it in front of you so you can resonate with it and then future pace you and show you how great branding solves it. So remember this, I was telling you a story about mine, remember the 4 boxes? So now what I do is I know what life is like when you go through pain. So now when I'm speaking with someone about building funnels, coaching them, launching them, I can say, dude, I got you. I know exactly what you're going through. And I'll tell them a little bit of my story. Do you feel closer to me or further away from me now that I opened up and was a little vulnerable with you? Do I look like a sleazy marketer? Because I shared my pain. Show of hands, how many of you, as I was sharing my story of my pain, thought back to something you're currently going through or have recently gone through that has caused you some frustration that if you could just simply resolve it, that would be great. Don't underestimate pain. This is where the money is made. And none of us spend any time here. The rest of it's going to go really fast. You ready? Okay.
Meet some prep talk.
What? All right, everybody up, everybody up, everybody up.
Love you, Chad.
Thank you, man. I am enough.
Enough.
I was driving freaking Uber. Lyft, actually. Selling people coaching programs, acting as if I had my life all together. Did I? Did anybody care?
No.
Why? Because I solved a problem. Because I knew my audience, they had a problem, and I knew I had a skill set that could solve it. And I could get them a result, and I can make an offer based on that result. I knew that, okay? So personal, I am, okay? Now this is really, really fast. This is all story, remember? All story. Here we go. Personal. I'm not even spending time on that. Okay, so I want you to sit down. I just stand up so get the blood flowing, okay? Okay, credibility. Credibility. Here's the, if you're going to write your story, as you're writing this out, this is all your messaging, right? This is a story. A story. It starts with credibility. Okay, so if I'm going through this, are you a speaker, pastor, coach, consultant, author? You're trying to start your very own business. Maybe you're trying to launch an online course, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because you remember what are you trying to do? And why are you trying to do it? Because you know that you can finally find the significance. You get a second side job, save your marriage, blah, blah, blah. The problem is, at the end of the day, you have hired, you bought all these courses, all these online things. You don't know what to do because there's funnels to build, traffic to blah, 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 blah. Pain. Okay, August 11, 2017. Okay, actually, I don't typically say that there, but I'll tell them their pain. Your pain is like, you feel like an idiot. You feel like an idiot because you see all these other people that aren't even nearly as gifted as you, and they're walking across stage getting their 2 comma club. They're having all the success, and at the end of the day, you don't have any money in your bank account. Your funnel's not converting. You know how to write. You're just blah, 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 right? Spit up on. Then when you get to personal, you can say, hi, everybody. You say that with me. Say, hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
It's my little radio voice. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chad Thibodeaux. And then we didn't go through this, but I'm a business coach and launch strategist. And this is called my personal value proposition training for another day. In fact, a little bit later on today, I'm going to give you guys access. If it's okay if I give you guys a gift today? Okay, I'm going to give you guys access a little bit to something called the 7-day launch challenge that I've used to literally coach thousands and thousands of people with. We're going to be able to create this. And what we do here with credibility is I'm a business coach and launch strategist. I have speakers, pastors, coaches, consultants, and authors create high-ticket programs between $15,000 and $25,000 and sell 3 to 5 of them every 90 days. How many of you want that? Right? Okay, so what that's called is personal value proposition. It allows people to qualify, disqualify themselves in one sentence, right? Did you find yourself qualifying, disqualifying? Of course you did, right? Once you get that, then now, so the PVP is up here. I didn't put it on here because I'm not teaching it today. Now we go to credibility. What is your credibility? Credibility right here is what you need. Let me rephrase that. Credibility is other people saying that you are good. Okay, that's credibility. When Akbar stood on the stage and introduced me, him saying some accolades about me, he's saying that I'm good. What did that give me? That gave me credibility. Okay? Credibility is when other people say you're good. Authority is when you back it up with your words and actions. Okay? So Akbar gave me, now imagine if Akbar introduces me, gives me all these accolades, I come on stage and I'm like, duh, guys, let's just go make more money. You'd be like, what an idiot. Right? Like, Akbar, what are you smoking? And what would that have done to Akbar's authority? It would have gone down. Okay? So credibility is when somebody else says you're good. Authority is when your words and actions back it up. Okay? Then you're going to say, but it hasn't always been that way. So I would say, hi, everybody. I'm Chad Thibodeaux, business coach, launch strategist. I help speakers, pastors, coaches, consultants, and authors create high-ticket programs between $15,000 and $25,000, sell 3 to 5 of them every 90 days. I am blessed to be a ClickFunnels top 30 designer. I've also been able to walk across the stage and get my 2 Comma Club award, but the greatest thing was last year, 7 of my students walked across stage and got their 2 Comma Club award with me. Okay, credibility. I'm really blessed to have coached over 2,500 students in 51 countries and 6 continents of the world. We've created a unique thing called the Give Method, where I teach people how to give their stuff away and get paid handsomely for it. And I've been blessed to create a system that generated $250,000 in just 90 days. That's authority. But it hasn't always been that way. And then I'll tell my August 11th story. I remember it was just not too long ago. So what this does right here, this is called relatability. When you have, but it hasn't always been that way, now you're relating back to your audience, and then you can tell your epiphany story. Okay, the epiphany story, which I'm going to show you in a minute, is your story, but it's got a positive ending. Okay, it has an aha moment. Okay, everybody say, aha! Aha. You ever had that moment? Yeah. Have you had that moment in your business? Okay, when you have that moment, then what's going to happen is you're going to be able to come all the way over here, and you're going to be able to make a promise. Promise. But right here in this journey, you learn something. Okay, you learned something. Your epiphany story, you learned something. You discovered something. Okay, what did you do? You discovered something. What did you do? You discovered something. Don't underestimate this. Tune me in. You need to hear me. If you have not discovered what it takes for someone to be successful, you can never make them a promise that you can help them become successful. Hear me?
Say it again, please.
If you have never discovered how to be successful, you can never help somebody discover how they can be successful. Does that make sense? Yes. Nobody in our day and age has created something from scratch to help other people find success. Everybody, how many people? Everybody rips other people off. You didn't create anything. I designed this 12-step strategic operation process you're looking for. Did I create this? Well, I created this version of it. I didn't create marketing principles. I ripped them off. Dan Henry stood up last night and gave you guys a really great speech. Did he create any of that crap? He rips it off. Of course he did. Right? Okay? Akbar's brilliant. Akbar's brilliant. Did he create this crap?
Yes.
You know what he did? Was he discovered something. And then he took his discovery and put his twist on it. And now he can sell it. Make sense? Okay? That's what you do. So when I tell you this, right here, this until I discovered, this is the money in your business. What did you discover? See, because if I left you right here with my August 11th story and I never had an epiphany, what do you do to me? Oh, that's so sad. Here's what we used to do in the church world. Anybody in the church world? Okay, here's what we used to do in the church world. Come here. Let me see. Let's put this down. I'll be praying for you. Here's what they do in the South. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. You know what bless your heart means, right? What an idiot. That's what bless your heart means right there, right? Okay, yeah, right. Yeah. That's what we do, right? If all I do is have a story and I don't have a freaking epiphany, people just feel sorry for me. Have you ever known that person? You're like, dude, shut the heck up. I asked you how your day was. I didn't really want to know. Right? Because it's, right? You have to have an opinion. You have to have discovered. So what did I discover? When I was at my lowest point, driving Lyft every freaking night, drugging my kids literally. It was terrible because my Infiniti had a lot of miles on it. And so I'd only drive it for Lyft. And I was a single guy, like trying to go on dates, but I was really trying to protect my car because if that thing breaks down, my livelihood goes. So I also had a 2001 Honda Odyssey minivan. And in Arizona, like all the paint fades and everything like that, nothing says child molester more than a single guy driving around a faded 2001 Honda Odyssey trying to pick up chicks, okay? It's awful, right? It's awful. Don't do it. I don't recommend it, okay? But if I didn't discover anything, it would just be a good story. But you know what I discovered during that moment? I discovered that it was actually easier for me, an amateur, to sell a $25,000 product than it was for me to sell a $25 product. I discovered in that period that it took the same amount of time, energy, and effort for me to sell a $25,000 program than it was a $25 program. And after a while, I discovered that it was actually easier to sell a $25,000 program because if I'm trying to make $100,000 a year, how many do I got to sell? 4. If I'm trying to make $100,000 a year trying to sell a $25 product, how many do I got to sell? 4,000. What's easier, 4 or 4,000?
4.
And what I learned was I had to be more of an expert to sell a $25,000 product because I had to have a massive audience and I had to get it out to the masses that I'm freaking wasting my time trying to sell a $25 product. So why don't I just go all in on high ticket? And what I learned was, bam, We sold them. So much so that when I launched my program 1 year ago in this house, 1 year ago, Wendy can tell you, she came to a couple things. Between November and February, I started Cavu, we sold $25,000 products, and we sold 62 of them in that short amount of time. Boom. Without Facebook ads, I've never spent a penny on Facebook. Nice. Without a sales team, I couldn't afford one. Do you know that I have 2 comical funnels and I don't have a funnel?
He just says you're pay to link. Pay link.
I send you a freaking order form. That's it. We sold 62 $25,000 products. There are 4 people in this room who have forked out that much money to this dude who does not have a funnel. Because I freaking discovered that it's easier to sell a $25,000 product than a $25 product.
Where do you find the people?
Wrong answer. You don't need to find people. They find you. I have never done a freaking day of marketing. Nikki, where's Nikki?
She's in there.
Nikki, other house, one of my clients. Ask Nikki how she found me. Wendy, ask Wendy how she found me. Rakita, ask Rakita how she found me. I didn't market. You don't have to. You solve a problem. You have a skill set to solve the problem, and people will raise their hand and say, "Oh, I got that problem. You can help me?" Stop trying to find people. Start solving problems, and they will fly to you. Does that make sense? Fly to you. What did you discover? You have to have discovered something, okay? If you haven't discovered anything, then what's the point? So what did you discover? What did you discover? What did you discover in your journey that allowed you to discover branding? Did you discover funnels? Did you discover social media ads? Did you discover messaging was that? Did you discover that if I trade a little bit of time for dollars, I can actually charge a little bit more? That's the biggest myth in the world. Don't even get me started on that. Okay, trade your freaking time for dollars. You've never met somebody, ever, who's made money and didn't trade time for dollars. It's the dumbest thing ever. When you start, you may have to trade a little time for dollars. Your greatest asset is time. Okay, Akbar, have you ever made a penny without spending any time on it? Oh, Akbar trades time for dollars. Wendy, have you ever made a penny and didn't spend? No, because there's no such thing as passive income. Because passive income takes a very aggressive approach. Okay? I know what we're trying to say, but we confuse ourselves. And so experts like Akbar understand he's got to invest the time in order to get residual income. Understands that. But idiots like me are like, oh, I'm going to go build a business and not spending time for dollars. I'm not going to waste my time. And so here's what happens. We spend our time for no dollars. Have you guys ever done that? So here's what happened to me. This is why I discovered this. What I discovered was I was so busy trying to build a business where I didn't have to trade time for dollars that I started trading time for no dollars. And the state of California raised their minimum wage to $15 an hour, and I figured out how much money I made versus how many hours I spent. I'm like, holy freaking heck, I would love to make $15 an hour. And here I am in a position of authority, and I'm not even freaking making minimum wage because I was letting my ego get in the way. But then I discovered if I trade a little time for dollars, I can charge you a lot of money. And I don't have to be an expert. Why? Because if the chick can charge $25,000, if the chick can charge $25,000 and say, how many's in your party? How many kids menus do you want? You want a freaking table or booth? And Jose will be right over. Then why can't I? What'd you discover? Take 30 seconds. Write this down. Don't write my words. Write your words. What have you discovered? This is what you sell. This is your unique solution right here. Akbar, think about that. I'm going to put you on the spot in a minute. I want to know what you discovered in just a minute. Okay? Are you guys okay with this?
This is wonderful.
Okay.
You guys see why I brought Chad here?
The tea's a little cold. All right, we have time for 3 of you. You ready? If you discovered something that's going to allow you to make a promise to somebody, I want to know what it is. What did you discover? I discovered a few things. Number one, I discovered it's easier to sell a $25,000 product than a $25 product. I discovered that I did not have to be a genius at funnels to have a high converting funnel. And I discovered that I did not need ClickFunnels to have a funnel because a funnel is not ClickFunnels. A funnel is simply a process that a customer goes through in order to make a sale. So I learned that I could go on Facebook Live and open my mouth and speak, invite people to send me a direct message, and I could send them an order form, and that was all the funnel I needed. Enough so, we've done over $2.3 million in revenue doing a Facebook Live, send me a direct message, I will send you the ugliest order form in the history of the world, and you will fill up my bank account with money. How many of you would rather have a beautiful looking bank account than a beautiful looking funnel? Okay?
Sometimes Chad's funnels even have the wrong dates on them.
All the time. All the time.
You're like, what am I paying for? Something that already happened?
And you still pay.
Yes, I do.
Because you open your mouth on Facebook and you connect with your people and you give them a solution that they resonate with. And then you move them over and say, I'd like to talk with you more. And they're like, but I'd love to talk with you about that. And on the call, you resonate with them. And you send them the ugliest funnel in the world. And they fill up your bank account. That 5-step process sounds a little bit like how many people in your party. Are you with me? I like my process a lot better. And I don't need to wait an entire year for somebody to pay me $25,000. I can wait an entire moment for somebody to pay me $25,000. That's what I discovered. Third thing I discovered that generosity is key. That the Bible is right. That if you give, it will be given unto you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And I learned when I was at my brokest moment to give all my crap away. And I gave it all away. And it built me a massive platform where people right now give me a ton of money. I discovered that it's possible to give all of your stuff away and get paid handsomely for it. I discovered that I did not have to be a douchebag in order to make this business work. I discovered that I could come alongside and work with people like Becky, who's one of the most brilliant e-commerce minds on our planet. And I could just love this lady to death. And we could just build something together. And whether she could afford it or not, it didn't matter. Because I knew if I give, it'd be given unto me. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And by giving my crap away and erring on the side of generosity, it built me a platform that will outlive myself. That's what I discovered. What did you discover? 3 people. We got time for 3. Yes, ma'am.
That you don't have to be perfect to be visible, and visibility opens doors and brings opportunity.
Visibility opens doors,
And brings opportunity.
so you have to be visible, but you don't have to be perfect to be visible. I love that. What did you discover?
A few things, but the most one, if I plan out my week consistently, I improve myself as a man, dad, husband, and entrepreneur without feeling overwhelmed.
Okay. How does that help you make a promise to somebody? Okay, go back to the table, but I want you to discover something that helps your client. That's what you discover. Now, if you're selling systems, that's perfect. If you're not selling systems, that helps you, it doesn't help them. I want you to discover something. I want you to rack your brain, and what have I discovered in my personal journey that I can teach somebody else and it will change their life? Okay? Yes, ma'am.
I discovered that the skills I learned in the corporate world
Yeah.
are transferable to small businesses because you can make a pizza for 1,000 people or for 10 people. The ingredients are the same, just
Yeah.
the quantities vary.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Love that. Yes, ma'am.
I discovered I can help people that the doctors cannot help.
I could help people. Listen to what she said. I discovered that I could help people that doctors couldn't help. Now, you actually discovered more than that. Okay? what was the discovery?
I can take away pain in 15 minutes.
How?
Uh,
What takes away pain?
healing.
What kind of healing?
Holistic healing.
I discovered,
Root causes.
I did,
plus energy.
say it again.
Root causes plus holistic healing.
I discovered that root causes plus holistic healing can relieve pain in 15 minutes. That's what you discovered, right? That's what you discovered. Okay? Akbar. Oh, yeah, hold on. There you go.
I discovered that when you do cold outreach, you're a salesperson, but when your clients, your prospects come to you, you're an expert, and you can charge them whatever you want.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Akbar.
I discovered the most profitable and impactful person you can be is yourself.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? You don't have to be anybody else. See, we get in this little problem because we call ourselves funnel hackers. Okay? Let me rephrase that. We're rip-off artists. Let me rephrase that. We're mimickers. Let me rephrase that. We're frauds. And the reason why we have imposter syndrome is because we're frauds. Because we're trying to do somebody else's stuff, and we're not stepping into the God-given potential that we have. Because I'm enough. The reason why you have imposter syndrome is you don't look in the mirror every day and say, I'm enough. That's why. You're too busy trying to be Russell freaking Brunson. That you neglect to be yourself. And you deserve to have imposter syndrome. Because you're not Russell freaking Brunson. If Russell Brunson tried to be Akbar Sheikh, he would be the most depressed, suicidal guy in the history of the world. Because Russell Brunson's Russell Brunson. He's not Akbar Sheikh. Does that make sense? Every day, you wake up, you look in that mirror, and you say, damn, you're a sexy beast. You are gifted. You are talented.
We should put the video of the girl.
Huh?
There's a video of a girl, like,
Yeah?
YouTube. Very nice.
I love it. Does this make sense? Yes. Okay. If you say that, then you can make a promise, okay? You can make a promise. This promise statement is a one-sentence statement to your people that tells them everything they have to know. It's the transition. Up to this point, it's all blah, 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 blah. Now we're going to transition to money. You guys ready to transition to money? God, I'm sorry, I'm taking way too long to do this presentation. I really should be done right now. So I'm apologizing if you need a break or you need to go. That's okay. Promise. This is the pivot. Pivot, 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 pivot. Everybody say pivot. Okay, if you keep people in their misery, they will close down their bank account. If you can pivot them to the promise, they will open up their bank account and share it with you. You got to pivot. Promise statement is one sentence statement that you make that tells your client what they need to know, both past, present, and future. For instance, I have a few of them. Akbar talked about an event we held in this home 2 months ago. I don't even know when it was. We do too many events. He came to it, and the promise statement for small event, big profit is I will teach you how to run a small event between 12 and 24 people and profit 6 figures in a weekend. Promise statement. Hear that? I promise that I will teach you how to create an event between 12 and 24 people and profit 6 figures in a weekend. That's my promise statement. We have another program called High Ticket Mastery. High Ticket Mastery is I promise we'll help you create a product between $12,000 and $24,000 and sell 3 to 5 of them every 90 days. That's what we teach in High Ticket Mastery. It's a promise statement. We have a product called Launch Accelerator. Launch Accelerator is where we'll take your idea and turn it into a business, your business into an automated marketing machine where you can make your first 5 figures in the first 30 days. It's a promise statement, okay? You have to have a promise statement that pivots your audience from their misery to their hope. Does that make sense? We don't have time to work on this right now. But if it's okay, I'd love to give you guys something a little bit later on where we can work on this together. You guys okay with that? Yeah. Because this is the lifeblood of your business. How many of you do I need to say anything more about small event, big profit than simply come to small event, big profit, where I'll teach you to create your very own event between 12 and 24 people and profit 6 figures in a weekend? How many of you need any more information? Yeah. You don't need any more information. It says it all. That one sentence promise statement is everything. We're going to move on. Okay? Goodness gracious. Okay, now we're going to move to pathway. Okay? Pathway. The pathway right here. You guys okay with this? Yeah. Goodness gracious. Now, I will just give you a warning. I'm giving you tonight. People pay a lot of money to come to my house. Well, you haven't been there. You got to come, right?
I've been to the house, but I've been to the castle.
You've been to the castle. Where we teach this, it takes 3 solid days from 7 a.m. to midnight for 3 days to teach this. And we build all of this out. And when people walk away, their business is done. It's awesome. I love it. We call this is in our CAVU program. It's called our VIP pod. And it's my favorite thing that we do. I love this. So forgive me for going a little lengthy, but we just got done with one of these. And I'm all excited. So pathway. What is a pathway? Okay, pathway. I need some help. Why did you just do that? 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 What? You are programmed to follow a freaking leader. Did I tell you to clap with me? Did I tell you? I just clapped. And you clapped. Because you're programmed to follow a leader. Okay? A leader has the ability to give you a pathway. And because we're programmed to follow the leader, people will follow the leader. How many of you are in Akbar's coaching program? How many of you been on at least one Zoom call with Akbar? Okay, how many of you on that Zoom call asked Akbar, Akbar, why are you teaching this to me this way? Why are you doing this, and this? Why aren't you doing this, and this? How many of you asked him that question? Oh, nobody? Why? I've never heard that before, but good. He's the leader. He said he should know better. We are throwing our confidence on the man because he is the leader. Okay, he is the leader. This is how we are programmed. You have to take advantage of that to profit. Okay? You don't ask Akbar why we're doing this. You just do it because we're programmed to have leaders lead us. Great leaders have the ability to create a pathway that people can follow, and they go from no results to results. So I need some help. What's your name, man? Dina. Zena? Dina. Come here, Dina. What's your name? Gary, come on up. Okay? Stop here. Stop here. So Dina and Gary, what you don't know is you're getting ready to get married. Is that okay? Okay, love is in the air. Okay, Dina, okay. So Dina, what's your favorite color?
Red.
Red. What's your favorite flower?
Tulip.
Tulip. What's your favorite ring?
Diamond.
Diamond. What size carrot?
10.
Oh. Good luck with that one. Whoa. Okay. Let's go there. Okay. So what's your favorite color again?
Red.
We have red, tulips, and a 10-carat diamond. Okay? Right. Okay. What do you do for a living?
Psychology.
Psychology. You're not rich enough, man. Sorry. Okay. So let me ask you this. So what was your name again?
Gary.
Gary and Dina. So if Gary is going to woo Dina, what does Gary need to know about Dina right this moment?
Love strategy.
Okay, she red, tulips, and a 10-carat ring, right? Okay. So what he's got to do, if he's going to woo her over to his side, where they do the nuptials and they fall in love and get married, okay? There's got to be something for him to woo her over there, okay? Woo her over there. So at the beginning, he's just going to rely on romance and his charm and those strikingly good looks, right? What would it take? Are you married?
No.
Okay. What would it take? Let's say, are you married?
Yes.
Oh.
What?
You like that in men? Okay. Some women find that attractive. I'm just saying, okay.
Maybe he's Mormon.
You looking for a sister wife? Okay. So if he's going to woo you, woo you. Let's talk about characteristics in men that you like. So just name one.
Funny.
Funny?
Emotionally stable.
Emotionally stable. That eliminates about 99% of them right there. Okay, there we go. Funny, emotionally stable. Okay.
Financially stable.
Okay, so I need funny. Who's gonna be funny? Klaus, you gonna be funny? Okay, so come sit down right here, crisscross applesauce. Okay, who's emotionally stable? You're emotionally stable. Okay, come here. Okay, you come be emotionally stable. You come be emotionally stable right here. Okay, emotionally stable. Okay, what else do you like? Right, emotionally stable right here.
Financially stable.
Sit down, crisscross applesauce. Who's rich? Who's rich? Akbar, come on. Akbar's rich. Come on, Rich. We need Rich. Okay. What else do you like? So, and remember what you are. Okay.
Oh gosh. Kind.
Who's kind? Anybody kind? No. Okay. Come here, kind. Okay. Come here, kind. Come grab a seat right here. Okay. Okay. So here's what we have right here. Okay. So give me your first name, Gary. Is it Gary? So if Gary is going to get Dina, what does Gary have to be? Gary's got to be funny,
Emotionally stable.
rich, and kind. So Gary then has got a certain period of time, not forever. He's got a certain period of time to come. That thing's a little weird. I'm going to grab you here. Grab her by the hand. To grab her by the hand and take her through a pathway. Okay? So the first step that he's going to get is funny. So he's going to go and they're going to go to Dairy Queen and he's going to pull out a stupid dad joke. Okay? So do you have a dad joke? What? Okay. I'm going to give you a dad joke. You ready? Okay, dad joke. What did the little fishy say when it swam into the wall? Damn. Okay. The doom-doonch. Okay? Right. Okay. So on your first date, you establish that you're funny. Okay? That you're funny. What does that do to them when they knock off something on their pathway? Oh, I really like this guy. Okay? Do not put a picture of him holding her hand on Facebook. We will have divorce on our hands, okay? So we're funny. Okay, so now you brought her through this one. Now let's go to this one, okay? So what are you?
Emotionally stable.
Emotionally stable, okay? So Dina, what can he do to prove to you that he's emotionally stable?
Listen to me.
Oh, so he tells a little dad joke at Dairy Queen, and he does something for her that no other guy does. He shuts his mouth, and he listens. And she's like, oh my goodness gracious. That's my Irish accent. Apparently you turned Irish. I need a little more tea. Hold on. You're Irish. So he listens to me. Every other guy tried to fix my problem, and he's listening to my problem. Oh my gosh. What happens? He takes the next step on the pathway. So come here. And then we get to this point here. And he is, and they go down, and he's like, would you like to go to, where's your favorite vacation place?
Hawaii.
Would you like to go to Europe? I have a house in Dublin. Because we're Irish. Little did we know. I have a house in Dublin. And I was talking with my pilot, and he's available next week. And would you like to get on my private jet and go to my little house on the shores of Dublin? And we're going to go check out the Loch Ness Monster together.
I'm not sure. I have to check my schedule.
Huh?
I'm not sure. I have to check my schedule.
I'm not sure. I have to check my schedule. Okay, great. Okay, what's that called? An objection. Okay, this is wonderful. Thank you for doing that. So he's gotten a couple of things on the pathway done, but now we've run into an objection. So how are you going to overcome the objection?
I'm going to ask her to follow me.
Well, you're a listener, right? That's what she loves. You're kind. You're listening. So you're going to ask her, when are you?
Free.
When are you available?
Following week.
Oh, wonderful. It's free on my schedule. Would you like to come to Dublin with me the next week? And they go to Dublin. They're having a great time, whatever they're doing. And she checks off another thing on their pathway. And then we get here, and you are, and why they are in Dublin. Oh, my goodness gracious. Why they are in Dublin. Not only is he funny, not only is he emotionally stable, not only is he proving that he is rich, but when he's there, he's not a douchebaggery at all, okay? Now what he's doing is he's being incredibly kind. And they get to this point here, come here, and they come here, and there's only one thing left to do. and I'm a pastor, so we can make this official right here. Okay? Okay. So come over here, Gary. Come over here. Okay, Dina, come over here. Come over here. Okay. Do you see what happens? So if she goes through this pathway, it accomplishes what he wants. Now, he made her a promise on the very first date when they are at. What did he promise her, even if he didn't say it out loud? What's the subliminal promise he made to her? I'm going to be your man. Right? And he walked her through a set of pillars that allowed him to prove to her that he could be her man. And then what did she do at the end of it? She accepted. See, this is what great marketers do. Great marketers have the ability to make a promise and pivot. See, up to this point, I'm your girlfriend. Oh my gosh! Johnny is such an idiot. He broke my heart again. Cry, 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 sob, 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 all the stuff that goes on with girlfriends that you do, right? And we talked about person and problem and pain, and we've gone through men and breakups and men and breakups and men and breakups and men and breakups, and then all of a sudden, you get on Bumble, and this guy, he looks good. His profile looks great. You go on the first date, and he makes even a subliminal promise to you. What does this do? It shifts her from her problems to her potential. Potential. And here's what a good pathway does. Where's my remote? Sorry, guys, we'll get you up in just a second, okay? What a good pathway does, what happened to my little icons? There's two really cool looking icons right there. Okay, that's a sad icon on the left and a happy icon on the right. I don't know why it didn't transfer on the slide. But current reality is right here, right? This is your client's current reality. This is their hopeful transformation. Your job as a marketer is to create 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no more than 7 simple steps for her to get from where she is, her boohoo current reality, life sucks right now, to where she wants to go. This is where life could get. And as a marketer, if you do this and this and this and this, you will end up here. Does that make sense? Yeah. So when I want to launch my program, don't let me forget that. Okay. I want to launch a launch program. I created what was called the pointer system. Pointer. And what I discovered is, if I had 7 people here, P, create a product and pathway. O, create an offer that's irresistible. I, do an internal launch. N, nurture that launch. T, build a tribe and run traffic. E, emerge as an expert. And R, build reciprocity. I learned in the marketing world, if you do those 7 things in sequential order, what will happen? You will go from idea on this side to a business that is profitable and launched on this side. And all you have to do is Pointer. That's my pathway. What does that do to her? What does it give her? If I have a clear-cut pathway, what does that give her? Certainty. Gives her confidence that I know what the heck I'm doing and that I can fulfill the promise that I have. And what will she do for me?
Pay.
When I teach her the steps, listen to this. When I teach her the steps that she has to take, at the end of it, do I have anything to sell? I only showed her what to do. I did not show her how to do it. I give away the what, and I sell the how. You with me? Give all these guys a huge hand. Thanks, guys. Thank you. So your job in your messaging is to simply create a step-by-step process. 3 to 7 steps. Very simple. Not complicated. Simple steps. 3 to 7 steps that you show a pathway where you take people from where they are to where they want to go. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, let me just prove to you that you can do this in a few seconds. Okay, who haven't I picked on yet? What's your name, buddy? Yosh. What do you do, Yosh?
I help motivating teenagers with life skills and
finding their what?
passion.
Finding their passion. Okay, great. So we're going to take 2 minutes and do an exercise. Okay? I'm a teenager, and you are the teenage whisperer. Okay? if I'm going to find my passion, what's the first thing I need to do?
You gotta admit the stuff that's.
Oh, step one, admit the stuff. Okay, now what's next?
Next after that is you got to create a plan of how you're gonna move forward.
So admit my crap, create a plan. What's next?
After that, you first start implementing the plan.
Implement it, right? So you have a 3-step pathway for someone to go on. So if you were to do a Facebook Live and you were to teach me that pathway, would I be educated as a teenager? Would I know what to do? Would I have any clue how to do it? But would I feel like I learned something? Absolutely. Did you teach me anything? Nope. That make sense? There's still plenty for me to learn. I just learned what to do, right? So my job is to give you a pathway very clear that the steps that you can take. Are you with me? So how many of you think that you can, in 2 minutes or 3 minutes, just simply come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 consecutive things that people would have to do to get a result? Okay? That's what you do tonight. You create a pathway. Then we move on. After that, guys, I'm sorry, I'm all discombobulated. Okay? After that, we move to product. Okay? This is where 90% of you guys start. 90% of everybody that I work with starts at the product. Show of hands, how many of you start at the product? And you build a product for a client you don't know anything about, for a problem you don't even know if you can solve, right? And we wonder why we can't make sales. Does that make sense? All right? Okay, so product. Now, this is going to be really clear. Here's how you create a product. Here's what every good product has. Okay? What every good product has is this right here. You have to have a name for your product. You cannot have Chad's coaching program. Okay? What's the name of my coaching program? Kevin. What's the name of his coaching program? Coach's Secret, right? What's the name of this event? Coach's Secret. Well, why isn't it just called Akbar's Mansion Mastermind? Okay, here's why. I need a bottle of water. Here we go. What is this? It's water. Why didn't it just say water? What is it? Pellegrino. But it's water. Why didn't it just say water? Okay, because so right now, if this just simply had water on it and you were thirsty, you would buy it, right? Because it's tangible. I can feel it. I can experience it. Most of you do not sell tangible, feelable, experiential products. What do you sell? Huh? You sell digital products. You sell your information. You sell knowledge. Okay, you can't experience that. So what I have to do as a marketer is I have to make my intangible product tangible. So I do it by giving it a name. I do it by giving it a description. I do it by telling me the expected outcomes. Okay? So come to Small Event Big Profit, and Small Event Big Profit is a live interactive coaching program, okay, where I teach you how to create your very own small event between 12 and 24 people and profit 6 figures in a weekend. Okay? So name, description, expected outcomes. People know what it is, or they know what the name of it is, what it is, and what they can expect. A quick sentence, okay? My product has to have that. So if I'm going through my pathway, are you a speaker, pastor, coach, and author, trying to sell product, blah, blah, blah. You're overwhelmed, you spend all this money on coaches, you look in the mirror, you hate yourself, and your wife hasn't made love to you in months and months and months because you're a loser, okay? I'm Chad Thibodeaux, business coach, launch strategist. I'm good. August 11th, blah, blah, blah. I discovered that it's either do this and that. I'm going to make you one sentence promise. I make the promise. Bam. Here's how you do it. You do this, 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 and this. Bam. People are like, oh my gosh, okay, I got it, right? Introducing. Now I want to sell them, right? I want to sell them, right? Yeah. Okay, maybe you didn't like making money. I don't know, okay? If I want to sell them, I have to give them a product. So up to this point, I have taught my little brains out. And then now, I'm at the point where I can start making money. Your pitch starts right here, okay? Your pitch starts right here. I name, expected outcome, a name, description, expected outcome. Don't worry about price and purchase. We're going to get those later, okay? But your product has to have that. What do you sell?
For me,
Yes.
we are a 7 system to creating a flood of clients to your business today, tomorrow, and beyond.
Okay, I love that. That's a wonderful description. You did not give me the name.
The The R7 system.
The R7 system. Okay, so the name of it is the R7 system.
Yeah.
Okay, and it is, what's the description?
Um,
You just read it to me, so go ahead.
the system's to create a flood of clients to your business. So the promise is today, tomorrow, and beyond.
Okay, so the expected, okay. So I would work on that a little bit to make it a little bit more clear. It's a little vague to me. Okay, we'll do one more. What do you sell?
Online coaching course.
So the name of your program is an online coaching course.
It's called Become a Fearless Father.
It's what?
Become a Fearless Father.
Become a fearless father, right? So don't ever say that I sell an online, right? What do I sell? What's the name of my product? Become a fearless, what's the description? Okay, you got to work on that, right? You get those three things, you got it, right? Clarity, right? Clarity. I got to move on, guys. We're almost out of time. Well, we're out of time 2 hours ago. Okay, here we go. Next is proof, okay? We'll just fly through this. I'm not going to spend any time on this. Proof, okay? How many of you know that if you don't have proof that your product works, you'll have zero confidence that your product works, right? So how do I get proof? When I started out, I was a ClickFunnels top 30 designer. I met 3 fellow ClickFunnels people and said, listen, I want to coach you absolutely free. It's a system that I call free with a string attached. Okay, free with a string attached. Hey, listen, I got a brand new coaching program coming up. Okay, I got a brand new coaching program up, and I'm really confident that it works. But Cree, Jen, Scott, I'm going to coach you absolutely free. I'm not going to charge you for my services because I need to prove that my pathway works. But here's the deal. And here's free with the string attached. I do an entire 2-hour training just on this. But here it is in 90 seconds. Cree, listen, I'm going to do this to you absolutely free. Okay? But here's what you're going to do for me. Number 1, you're going to act like you paid me. Number 2, you're going to show up live. And you're going to do everything I say. And number 3, when I'm done, you're going to give me a testimonial, whether you liked it or not. Video, written, social proof, right? What did I get when I did those 3 things? What did I get when I did those 3 things? Proof. I had proof that my system worked. Who did it prove it to? Who did it prove it to? Who did it prove it to? Okay, I know we've been here a long time. You're done. You're all starved, and I don't have a timer, so my loudmouth is going over. But guys, the only person you have to prove that this crap works is you. You don't have to prove it to your clients. You have to prove it to you. Why? Because when I have confidence in my eyes, I can sell you anything. Because I know that it works. If I don't know that it works, $12, right? I got to prove to myself that it works. So I have to go get proof, okay? I'm going to move on. So that's free with the string attached. Another great way to do that is, hey, listen, my program normally costs $5,000. Here's the deal. I'm going to do it to you for free. Here's the results we're going to get you, and you don't have to pay me until we get the results. That's another way to do it. I like the other way better, okay? Okay, then now we're going to move here to perceived value. Perceived value, you guys ready to move? Okay, this is fun. This is the good stuff. This is where you make money. You guys want to make money? Yeah. Okay, perceived value. This is the stack. How many of you guys have ever seen Russell Brunson say, you're going to get this value to this, you're going to get this value to this? Okay, there are 6 things. How many? 6 things that you have to have in every solid coaching program. How many of you guys are doing some kind of coaching program? Okay, how many of you are doing consulting? Strategy. Okay, 6 things. Okay, number 1. Okay, I'm going to just, crap. Number 1. Okay, number 1, you have to have a product. So this is what you have to have and what you have to offer your clients. Okay, number 2, you have to have a pathway that moves them from current reality to hopeful transformation. Number 3, you have to have access. You have to be able to tell them how they get access to you. Number 4, you have to have coaching or teaching. You have to be able to broaden their horizons. Number 5, you have to have tools and resources. And number 6, you have to have a community. Okay? So if I'm running a coaching program, okay, you guys with me? Yeah. Okay, if I'm running a coaching program, I'm going to tell you, so I'm just going to tell you like my Launch Accelerator program. So in the 7-day launch challenge and the 12-week launch accelerator program, okay, that's the name of my product. It's a name, description, outcome. Launch Accelerator is a 12-week live and interactive coaching program that takes your idea and turns it into a business, your business into a marketing machine in 28 days or less. Okay? That's the product. The pathway is my pointer system, Pointer. I'll teach that. Third thing you're going to get access. So what kind of access would you get? So like in my program, you're going to get Voxer access. So I'm going to give you my cell phone so you can beat me. Plus, we're going to do weekly Q&A calls so you can get a hold of me. Coaching and teaching, I've got the next level coaching program. You're going to have access to my vault. Then tools and resources. I got all my stuff in the back office, blah, blah, blah. And then community. And I'm biased, but I have one of the greatest communities in the world. This one here is right there with it, okay? And so I'll tell them exactly what I get, right? So this is what's in my program. I'll be right with you. Now, what I do then is I put a value on every one of these, okay? How many of you have done a stack and you don't really know why you're doing a stack? And what we do is we give the stack on features of the program, and we don't do a stack based upon the benefits of the program. What's the difference? And don't let me forget you. What's the difference between a feature and a benefit? Feature is all about me. Benefit is all about you. Do you pay money because of me or do you pay money because of you? The more features you have, the less valuable it is. The more benefits you have, the more valuable it is. Does that make sense? Yes, ma'am.
Coaching and teaching, like, what is it? Isn't it what's the whole thing is coaching and teaching? So what would you include in number 4?
In number 4? So this is my entire program. This is my system. Remember Truett Cathy says, Americans want a little bit of a lot, not a lot of a little. This is my little bit of a lot. I break it down into 6 concepts. My coaching that I have is simply my pathway. Okay? I'm going to coach on my pathway. So Pointer, right?
So if it's your stuff, what is it?
Would that be like Akbar coming in and doing the live Q&As with us?
That would be access.
Okay.
Okay, so Akbar has a pathway. Like if you're gonna, if you're gonna do the coach's secret, right? He's got some kind of pathway that you can follow to be able to launch whatever it is you're launching. Okay.
So would that be like a membership site where the videos are located, or?
That's you. It could be.
Oh, okay.
It could be. So for me, all my teachings are in a video vault. Okay. But you may choose to do this live. When I first did my very first one, when I did the 7-day launch challenge, I sold it 100 and something people, and I didn't have it built yet. And I freaked out because I had all these people in it, and I didn't have it built. And so I woke up literally, if it was on Monday, and I told people the module was going live at 8 a.m., I literally stayed up all night and built that module and launched it at 8 a.m.
So did you do that through like a Zoom call or?
Well, I can. That's what I've done before. This one I just did on Camtasia. But yes, normally I would do a Zoom call or whatever. This doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong. It's how do you want to deliver coaching and your teaching? Do you want to deliver it where I video, like for instance, we're doing a thing right now. Lots of people have been filming. You could do an event, film all your crap in front of live people, have it recorded, bam, pop it in a vault, you got it. You could stand in front of a camera and do it. You could do it live. It doesn't matter. Just decide how you're going to do it. Yes, sir.
What if you don't have a community yet, like a Facebook group, like literally starting out at my first thing that it has 12 people in it now. There's no
Beautiful.
interaction.
Okay, well, that's whose issue is that?
No, mine.
Right.
But before, I mean, as I do more, I'm going to build it up. But
Okay.
you're saying you have to have these 6 things.
These are the 6 things that you should include in any coaching, teaching strategy program. These are 6 things, like here's how I teach this.
I got it.
And this is why this is important. Now listen to me. Can you guys tune me in for a second? Tune me in. When you go to pitch, the education just begins. Did you hear me? You have to teach through your pitch. So let me do that for you. Okay, is that okay? Yeah. Okay. So Akbar and I, okay, when I came to this event, I wasn't selling squat. I'm coming because I like Akbar, really appreciate the guy. I wanted to come and support him. Watched what he did yesterday, saw what you guys did today, and Akbar and I talked. I'm like, dude, listen, how many of you, let me just ask you a question. How many of you, if you had the $36,000, would love to be in his program? Now, be honest, how many of you would say, boy, I'd really love that, but I'm wondering if that's a little too advanced for me right now? How many of you say, I'm a newbie, I'm a beginner, I would actually love to learn how to launch a program get it launched where it's profitable and making money, and then I'll move into his program. How many of you would do that? Okay, right. So what I asked him if it was okay for permission is I told him I'd like to just do something for you, if it's okay, for all you newbies. How many of you are newbies? Okay, I'd like to do something for you. And so here's what I told him I wanted to do. I wanted to help you guys understand this. So grab a pencil and paper, let's go. If you're going to create a program, you have to have a product. Now listen guys, if you're going to sell something online, it has a name, has to have a description, has to have an outcome, okay? Eventually it's got to have a price, okay? And it's have a way for people to purchase, okay? So when you bought into the program, Small Event, Big Profit, okay, I had an order form. That's all I had was this ugly order form that had a name, had a description, had the outcomes, had the price, and had a little button that she could push and buy it. In your programs, you have got to come up with a product. Okay? You have to have a product. Okay? Now, so the product that we have, it's called the 7-Day Launch Challenge. The 7-Day Launch Challenge is a live and interactive program that takes you from ideation to making your first sale online in 7 days. How long? 7 days, okay? We sell that product. If you were to go right now to 7daylaunchchallenge.com, you could buy that product live right now, valued at $997, okay? That product is live. So if you're going to launch a program, you have to have a product, okay? And you can go take the 7-Day Launch Challenge, which is going to help you build that right now, $797. In the 7-Day Launch Challenge, we walk you through what's called the pointer system. Okay, what's called the pointer system, where we help you create your product, we help you create an offer, we help you show you how to launch that internally to your existing Facebook people. How many of you say, show of hands, how many of you say, well, Chad, I don't know if anybody on my Facebook would buy from me. How do you say that? Okay, let me tell you, the greatest asset that you have is your personal Facebook profile. It's the greatest asset. Because even if people on your page, by the way, stop thinking for your friends. Stop thinking that your friends can't afford you. Well, nobody on my page would, I just have teachers and college buddies and friends and, that's all I have on my Facebook. Oh, so like 99% of everybody else on Facebook? That's what you have on Facebook? Oh, they can't afford my stuff. Oh, really? They're homeless? They don't eat ever. They don't go to the movies. They've worn the same nasty pair of drawers for years and years and years. They don't care to make any changes in their life. Stop thinking on their behalf. Even if they don't, how many of you know that they have friends on their Facebook, that if they see you do a Facebook Live that resonates with them, that they probably would tag somebody or share your page to someone else that does. And now all of their friends become your friends, right? So you need a pathway. So you can go on Facebook Live and you can teach that. So in our system, in the 7-Day Launch Challenge and the Launch Accelerator system, we come in here and we teach this pointer system. Okay, and this pointer system has made me lots and lots of money, and we value that system at $1,997, okay? Then access. We know that you're going to get stuck. You ever been stuck? Yep. Have you ever been stuck? Yep. Okay, so what we know is that you're going to need access. Okay, so when you get access, when you get stuck at something, you're going to need to be able to reach out to somebody and ask them a question. How many of you have ClickFunnels? How many of you hate the fact that when you need help on ClickFunnels, you hit the little chat button, 7.7 years later, they get back with you? Yeah. And then once they get back with you, they tell you, oh, I can't help you. Let me accelerate to the next level, and it takes another 2.5 years for somebody to get back with you. Aggravating? Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if you could just reach out to somebody and get instant access? Like if you needed somebody, you could like literally just like jump on a Zoom call or jump on a Voxer or send a text message or whatever. Wouldn't that be great? So in the 7-Day Launch Challenge, what we do is we have a group of people that will give you access within 24 hours. Typically, it's within 24 minutes, but we guarantee within 24 hours. We'll actually give you personal cell phone numbers and Voxer access to myself and to other coaches. We give you access so when you get stuck, you can have it. In addition to that, during that 7 days, we're going to do 4 live coaching calls, okay? Where we're going to go on there. We're not teaching anything during those 4 calls. We're going to ask you where you are in the process, and we're going to work with you, allow you to ask specific questions about your business, and we're going to give you specific answers. You're going to get 4 of those. How many? 4 of those in a day. We charge $1,000 for a 1-hour coaching call. This access is valued at least at $4,000, okay? Now, coaching and teaching, okay? We believe this is the lifeblood to what we do. But we want you to stop learning. What do we want you to do? Stop learning and start doing. So all the teaching that we do is designed in a way to give you a little bit of knowledge and you get off your butt and implement it immediately. Because we want you to stop learning, we want you to start doing, okay? So what we've done is we've put our stuff in the system and it only drips out one day at a time. So you may want to go do day 7 on day 1. You got to do day 1, and you better not go to day 2 until you finish day 1, and you better finish day 1 on day 1. That make sense? Because we want you to learn something and implement it. Why? Because we want you to launch your business how fast? 7 days. But guys, we know that you have to have teaching. So what we do is we go in there, we teach you the perfect formula that we taught you earlier. We teach you how to write your promise statement. We teach you how to create a simple offer that makes sense to people. We teach you how to create a syllabus. Okay, a syllabus on day 1. You create a syllabus where you can actually get paid on day 1 for a product you haven't even created yet. Okay, we help you do all of that. How many of you would like that, right? Well, if you were to come in and take our teaching, that's valued at $997. Tools and resources. Wouldn't it be awesome if you want to take the same email structures that we use to send out to thousands and thousands of people that have made over $2.3 million? How would you like to have access to all of those emails? How would you like to have access to Jim Edwards himself to show you exactly how to use funnel scripts? So when you don't want to use our stuff, you can go into that system and he personally will teach you. How would you like to have access to Laurel Portier, our Facebook gal who has helped us create millions and millions of dollars in revenue for my personal clients? How would you like to have her personally to sit down with you and set up your ads with you so they are live before the 7 days? And it's included. How many of you would like to do that? Well, see, that's in our tools and resource vault. You get all of that included in that, and we value that at $2,297. But the best thing is community. You guys having a good time? You guys love the fact of the relationships that you built? How would you like to be able to put in a system where you can literally rub shoulders with people just like you, who are where you are? That when you get stuck, no matter where you are in the world, you can talk with each other. But yet maybe you can go into business together. Maybe you can do deals together. Maybe you can sell your products to them. More importantly, you can just love each other and support each other. The greatest asset that we have is our community. It is priceless. Guys, listen, if you're going to be successful in your business, this is what you have to have. Did I just teach you through that process? Did I give benefit or did I give features? So the value stack, the perceived value. Okay, so somebody do the math. 1, 3, 7, 8, 11, 11,000. This is valued at $11,000. Are you with me? Can I watch? How much is that valued at? It's $11,000. That's called the value stack. I'm not going to charge you $11,000. Okay, but if all this did, what's your name? Steve, I'm not going to charge you $11,000. But if all this did was over the next 7 days, actually help you get your idea out of your head and live to the world so you can start taking money, would it be worth it? Yeah. If all this did was allow you to be able to put perfectionism and procrastination behind you and you went live, would it be worth it? If all this did, okay, if all the 7-day launch challenge did was help you gain clarity to where you could say no to everything and say yes to this one product, would it be worth it? See, that's called the emotional stack. Because not everybody's going to resonate with your value stack, but some people will resonate with your emotional stack. So now notice what I did is I get you to say yes. What do I get you to do? I get you to say, yes. What do I get you to do? I get you to say, yes. Everybody up. Everybody up. Everybody up. Can you guys give me 7 minutes? 7 minutes? That's all I need left. 7 minutes. Are you with me? Yep. Okay. What did I get you to say? I get you to say, yes. At what price point? $11,000. I get you to say that by showing you the value stack, get you to say yes with your emotion. You have convinced yourself in your mind that yes, I want this so much that it is worth $11,000, that if I had $11,000, I would spend it. Right? It's called the emotional stack. Okay? So when you come in here, you get the emotional stack. Now you can go to price. So on one side is the value stack. On the other side is the emotional stack. You have to spend money understanding what your product is worth emotionally. What I knew was if all this product did was get me to freaking stop driving Lyft every night, and stop having to drug my kids every night, and stop having to feel like I was the worst loser in the history of the world, If all this did was get me to freaking resign that job, count me in, it's worth it. Are you with me? Yeah. Emotion goes back to pain. Are you with me? Guys, if all this did was allow you to give that little child inside you a little pat on the back and say, hey, baby, we did it. Would it be worth it? Are you with me? People do not buy logically, they buy emotionally. And we are so busy telling people about, I got the greatest branding thing and the greatest photographer, the greatest this, and I'm this, and I'm this, and I'm this. And people are like, okay, great, next. But when you can tap into their emotion, say, I can help you. They'll do it. They'll do it. So you have to help them make it expensively affordable. Grab a seat. Really quick. Expensively affordable. Your job is to make your product expensively affordable. What do I mean by that? Expensively affordable, where it's expensive enough where you can make a living, but affordable enough for them. My Thibodeaux coaching program is $25,000, okay? That's a lot of money, okay? But I can make it affordable for people. So the 7-day launch challenge, what we've done, which is $997, is valued at $11,000. Okay, we come in, and I don't have time to take you through the whole offer thing today, but we come in and we make it at $997, and we show you how you can make at least your first $1,000 in your first 7 days, so at least at the end of 7 days you made your money back. Okay, we can make it expensively affordable. But then I have to make it stupidly irresistible. Can I help you guys with something today? Because I asked Akbar if we could have permission to do this, because I told him, like, you know, a few people have taken you up on your offer, but as I look in the eyes of these people, they really need something more. And so he told me what he wanted to get. I was like, can I just throw this in? And so what I told him I want to do is I want to do something a little different. So Akbar, I love the guy. And he's got this program, this coaching program. And I was talking with him a little bit earlier, and we were talking about the idea, like, what if we could do something a little different? Bring it down a little bit to where everybody in the room could do something. And the teaching hit them on their level. And so he started talking. He's like, you know what I want to do is I want to do like a program where just like we're doing, this program would only be available to the people sitting in this room or the people who've left in this room, where he's going to jump on, He's going to jump on a Zoom call every week, okay? And you guys are going to be able to talk with him through the specific situations of your business, and he's going to be able to coach you as a group. Only these people, he wants to be able to coach you through that group. And so he wants to offer something else. I said, you know what would be really cool? That was awesome, and they would love that, and that's worth every penny that he wants to charge for that, and they would really love it. How many of you, if you could get on a Zoom call with Akbar every single week, how many of you think that would be worth it, right? The guy's genius. He'd be able to help you with your business. How many of you, the show of hands, how many of you think he'd be able to help you with your business, right? Of course, right? But I said, well, what if I came in just as a gift, because I love you and I love your teams, what if I threw this in? What if I just gave you my $1,000 7-day launch challenge, so you could just go through it as a gift? So you went through that. Then when he jumps on a Zoom call with you guys every week, you can coach it. He can coach you through it. And he said, dude, I love that. So I asked him, so what would you charge for that? Because I'm like, dude, to be honest with you, I said the majority of the people in your room, they really like you, they love you, but they're not quite at the point where they're at the giver's club yet. They want to work their way up to it. So he goes, I want to do like a membership program to where you can come in, no strings attached, no commitment, no contract or whatever. It's just a flat $1,000 a month, okay, a flat $1,000 a month. And I'll jump on, and as long as it takes on this call, I'll help them, I'll coach them every single week. There's no commitment, no contract, there's no link to it, whatever. So I said, shoot, dude, if they'll do that, I'll give you a $1,000 program that you can just have. We have a link to it. You can just have it. You can have access to 100% of it tonight. I'll just give you that. I said, would that help you? And he said, awesome. But my job is to make it stupidly irresistible, right? Okay, so I'm going to do something stupid, and you're not allowed to go public with this, okay? Because I'm going to tell you something I'm going to do. We launched a brand new program called Launch Accelerator. Right now, you could go to thibodeauxcoaching.com/LA, And you can buy that program live. It's live right now for $5,058. That's how much Launch Accelerator costs right this moment, okay? And that's the beta price. The real price is $12,500. You can buy the beta for $5,058, okay? I like this guy, so I told him, here's what I will do. I will do something, as long as you keep it private. You have to keep it private. But if you do it, then, so what the Launch Accelerator program is we go through these 6 things. It's a 12-week live and interactive coaching program. And it has an event at my home. I have a really nice, beautiful home in the state of Arizona. It's huge. It's like a little mini mansion. I have a studio with all this live camera gear. I don't know if how many of you guys have ever seen my Facebook Lives? Have you ever seen them? 2 of you. Wonderful. Great. Okay. Look them up. Okay. I think we have the best live streaming studio in all of North America. Okay. I love it. Okay. It's awesome. We have a huge studio. We have a whole team of people. And at Launch Accelerator, what we do is we build all this out for you. It's a 4-day event, 5-day, 4-night event. And we build everything out for you. We build out your offer, we build out your emails, we build out your Facebook ads, we do your headshots, we do all your video, we build everything out. It's a full-blown program. My team is there, we feed you, we take care of you, everything like that. We charge $5,058 for that, and I told him, if you want to offer this, as long as you keep it private, that I will throw not only my 7-day launch challenge in, I will give you Launch Accelerator. For $1,000. Okay, $5,058 is what it costs. We have events in December, January, and February. You can come to any one of the 3 that you want to. Now, what I can't do for you is I can't let you stay at my house. I only have 8 bedrooms. Okay, and there's only so many beds. We can only seat 24 people there, and that will probably be filled with people who actually paid $5,058. So you'll have to stay at an Airbnb, or you can sleep on the floor. If you don't have to sleep in a bed, you can stay at my house for free. You just got to sleep on the floor, okay? My kids may cuddle with you, but that's okay, okay? But we'll cover your food. We have a personal chef, private chef. We'll take care of all your food for you. We'll build all this out for you. We'll help you write your offer, write your emails, write your sequences, do your videos, write your 12-step process. We build all that 5 solid days. It is awesome, okay? And our events are really fun. Okay, Wendy can tell you, you will have the greatest time of your life. They're fun, and guys, we charge a lot of money for it. But I'm willing, if you guys think this would help you, okay, if you guys think this would help you, I'm willing to throw this in. Now, I can't put you up unless you sleep on the floor. If you don't mind sleeping on the floor, you can stay at my house. But you'd have to get an Airbnb. But I'm willing to, because I love this guy, and I believe in what he does, and I believe that he can help you with your business. I'm willing to give you access to the 7-day launch challenge tonight, and give you access to Launch Accelerator absolutely free. Does that make it stupidly irresistible to the point where you would be stupid if you turned it down?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
If you're already doing some other coaching program with Akbar, is this going to go with it?
If you've already done the Coach's Secret,
No, the Giver.
if you're already doing the Givers Club, if you've already bought the Givers Club, what you don't know is we will throw this in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, this is already included. We're not going to ask you for an additional $1,000. This is included. His weekly call, which nobody knows about because we just made it up, and this right here, and my Launch Accelerator event, that is included in the Givers Club. Now, once again, I can't put you up and let you sleep on the floor because those beds will be taken with my paid clients, but we can let you come to the event. We'll build everything out. My team will be there, and you know how good we are. Like, we bust tail, okay? Does that make sense? So we want to make this stupidly irresistible for you, right? So in the 12-step, as you see this, are you guys seeing how this works? Okay, are you seeing how this works? So you teach through your stack, you teach through it, you give the emotion, then your job is to make it expensively affordable and stupidly irresistible. Expensively affordable, it's $1,000 a month. That's expensive, it's a lot of money, right? But what you get, is it affordable? Yes or no? And then your job is to make it stupidly irresistible. So I believe I've made it stupidly irresistible by giving you my $997 program. There's a guy in that program, Jeremy Kovutana, or whatever his last name is. You'll see Jeremy in the 7-day launch challenge. The only program he's ever bought from me is a 7-day launch challenge, and the guy just hit $350,000 of revenue just off the 7-day launch challenge. That's not the norm. That's not the norm. Most people do 10, 20, 30,000 in their first 90 days. Okay, the guy did $350,000, like pushing $400,000. Okay, that's not the norm. But how many would you agree that if you could do 10, 20, 30 grand in the next 90 days, it'd be okay, right? And it didn't cost you any money, that'd be okay? Okay, so that's the thing. So I don't have time to go through all that, so that's the price. Then you got to give perks, okay? We're almost done. The perks, you use bonus, urgency, scarcity. So here's the bonus. The bonus is the Launch Accelerator program, the $5,058 program we're going to give you for free. Urgency is it's only you got to do it, right? You got to do it like right now. And then the scarcity is it's only available to people in this room and it's only available today. Okay? Okay? But you have to be ethical with this. Okay? You have to be ethical. I hate bribery. Hate it. Okay? I hate manipulation. I hate it. And I hate lies. I hate false urgency and I hate false scarcity. So don't tell somebody there's only 4 spots available if it's unlimited. That's a lie. Don't be a liar. So in your system, you have to use real stuff. Does that make sense? Okay, so in what we're offering you, like as you can see here, the bonus is the $5,058 program. The urgency is you need to do it like during dinner. And then the scarcity program is it's only available to people in this room and you're not allowed to go public with this. Does that make sense? When you show up at my house and you're getting a program for free that other people paid $5,058 to, it'd make me look a little silly. But I'm willing to do it because I love this man and I believe in this guy and I believe that he can help you. Okay? Okay, so just show of hands, okay? How many of you believe, let's go back here. How many of you believe that we've been able to show you a pathway to success? Okay? How many of you believe in the product, in Akbar, in the Coach's Secret, that if he can coach you, he can help you? How many of you believe that he's got plenty of proof that he's helped many people? You got awards up here.